No.
Like Peter Dinklage.
Yeah.
Oh God.
He's child coded.
No.
To be honest with you, I couldn't. I really couldn't miss this second part after what happened with the first part because it was just so insane.
Hawk, it gets even stupider.
All right.
Oh boy.
The worst part is that this is the least bad of her videos.
Yeah, the third one is the worst in my opinion.
Oh my gosh,
Oh
the
my God.
cancel culture video is
Yeah, the cancel culture.
wild.
Okay.
So bad.
I gotta probably make.
I just yesterday checked her channel just because I wanted to verify that she really gets that many views, and I saw that. Oh God, at least she doesn't have a lot of videos yet.
Well, if the
No,
third one
it's like
is that crazy, I will have to do an independent video on it because it's absolutely bonkers, and she's taking this seriously. And you're like, honey, did you ever leave your room in like 4 or 5 years? Did you talk to another human being?
honestly,
Even I did,
don't
and I
know if that's a yes.
Yeah, no, I know.
She comes up with her own.
Real world.
She comes up with her own like chart where she says like when it's okay to cancel someone.
Oh my God.
It's like her own chart where you follow the steps of when it's okay.
Well, at least
it's a flowchart when the witch has to be burned.
Yeah, at least she's got a chart to say when you should cancel someone. Unlike what is it, Mother's Basement, where you should and shouldn't cancel someone depending on whether you like the thing that you're watching.
Yeah.
When you should and shouldn't pirate an anime or something.
Yeah. Oh God, that was so dumb.
You shouldn't pirate an anime, and then you should pirate an anime. But pirating's bad, so you shouldn't do it. So what do you want me to do?
All right, guys, let's get
You
started.
should watch
This is gonna take some
Last
time.
thing before that,
What?
because she is not gonna break my good mood right now because
Okay.
I just watched my favorite bullshit movie
Okay.
with a couple of nice friends.
Okay.
Stardust, right?
You watched Stardust, yeah.
I watched something that makes more sense than TLJ.
Nice.
All right,
Not
let's.
a high bar.
I'm gonna be cutting you
Phantom
guys off
Menace.
because we
Guys.
have so many people, and it's just gonna take way too long. And I do apologize, but I don't want you guys to talk over each other,
That's fine.
and
It's all
I
right.
don't want a screaming match, and I don't want to do a part 3 because I really don't like this video. So
Yeah,
anyway,
it's fine. I'll keep quiet.
let's get started.
hate
Welcome to
the
Smudcast
Jesus.
number 330, How Coded Character Design Works. And this is from our follow-up from yesterday. So this is part 2 of Noralities, and we're halfway done. We have a full house today. This is as big as it's ever seen because this video is absolutely bonkers. And my brain was going dead yesterday. I just had to stop. It was that strange. Like, I've had boring videos where I had to stop. This was just so dumb. I was better off going downstairs and pouring myself a glass of whiskey, and that would be infinitely more intelligent than what I was doing.
Pouring a glass of whiskey,
And
staring
it's
out
all
the window.
downhill from here.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So anyway, I can't remember where we left off. I think it was about knee-high widths or heights or whatever in Japan.
Oh,
It was
it's
after
this-
like the compilation.
She's playing the
Yeah, it was like
montage of
where she made
Kana.
like the editing of Kana doing
Yeah.
like supposedly sexual things.
set to In the Hall of the Mountain King.
Yeah.
Song's called.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Are we all set
Unless
to go?
this is Night on
Yes.
Bald Mountain. I
Yes,
can't
I'm
remember
ready.
which one.
All right.
I'm ready when you are.
Here, we want to talk. Pause the video. Talk. If someone is talking, just don't talk. Let them say their bit. Wait 2 seconds.
Wisp.
I will cut you off. Don't worry. I'll be very strict because we gotta get going. Anyway, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Kana is not even child coded. She in the text is literally a child.
Okay. Wait a second. So she just said that Baby Yoda is child coded and a child, but not to humans. But Kana is a child to humans as well as a child to dragons, or something.
I guess like she changed the definition on the go, as usual.
Yeah, if Kana is literally a child, then she's not child coded. She's just a child. So this has nothing to do with coded character design.
The way she explained it at the start is like she uses child coded to mean both. Like child coded is, it doesn't matter if it's actually a child. Like the way she set up the definition, it works either way.
Right. So
which is odd because she excludes La Brava from this. I mean, she says that she's almost like
she excludes her somehow, but then
because
she
likes
includes
La Brava,
Baby Yoda.
that's the reason.
Probably.
Because she likes My Hero. Yeah, that makes
she
sense.
likes My Hero.
That makes
she
sense.
likes the character of La Brava, so it's okay. You need to understand, I have said this many times, calling these people hypocrites is completely pointless because they don't care. They know and they don't care.
What was her defense on like
agree.
YouTube, Twitter or YouTube? What is it like? What Tumblr even? Like I think like somebody like called her out like legit that like you like
no,
not
like
making any
in
sense.
the comments.
And, like, her
of
defense was that
called
like
her-
they have a problem that I'm a girl.
Yeah, somebody wrote a Twitter thread calling her out, and somebody sent that Twitter thread to her Tumblr and asked her if she had an answer to it, and she said, "No, not really, because it seems like this person is telling me to stay in my lane because I'm a girl."
Also, what's worth mentioning is like that particular tweet, like the person who criticized her was really, really polite. Like he
Not
was
only-
trying to be as nice as possible.
Not only that, the person making that thread did not bring up the fact that she was a girl as a point against her. It had nothing to do with what he was saying. I don't even think he used the word girl.
He didn't even say woman once. He never mentioned her gender.
And that would be the standard cop-out of, I don't have an argument, I'll reduce it to a straw man that where I claim that you are insulting me because of something that you didn't say.
Well, to get back to the video, the child-coded concept, like when people use semantics or new words, they usually go into minute details. So in this case, child-coded to the logician, if they were to make a new word or term, they'd say, okay, I'm going to invent a term called child-coded. It's about the characteristics of a child. Here are the characteristics of a child, A, B, C, D, E. And we could ascribe certain characteristics based on their visual representations and behavioral representations in the anime. So Kana is little, she plays around, she's in grade school, yada, yada, yada. Therefore, she has these characteristics. Same with Baby Yoda. But for some reason, Kana is less child-coded. She's actually a child, whereas Baby Yoda, who's even younger, he's an infant, he could barely walk, and a bunch of other more characteristics, if you reduce logically, he would have more problems getting by as a child because he can't feed himself. He just eats random living organisms as opposed to Kana, who just eats everything. She could probably survive. And she's a magical dragon as well. Is less a child than Kana is. So it's
I said this before. It's the issue with child-coded would be the painting of a pipe, if you know the famous one, but he is claiming that a real pipe itself is also the painting of a pipe.
Yes.
And the thing is here with this video, and I don't know, maybe this is me calling her out for being a hypocrite. I don't really think it is. But she does not really believe that that what's happening is sexualizing Kana here. Because if she really believed it, if she was being intellectually honest, she would not be showing it. That's the big issue here.
That's a good point.
It's not that she has a standard for a show she likes and a standard for a show she doesn't like. It's that if she was being honest, she would not show this. It would be censored in some way, shape, or form, or she would say, you have to take my word for it because I'm not going to show it to you.
Because it's too unsettling for her.
Yeah,
But
because
she's
like if
showing on
she would
camera.
claim that this is like pedophilic or something, she literally wouldn't be able to show it if she actually believes that.
She at one point she brings up the creator of Dragon Maid and his doujinshis, and she says it's CP. She calls it CP and shows some of it uncensored, mind you, on screen. I'm like,
I don't remember if this video or
it's not
the
in this
third
video.
one.
It's in the
was-
I think it's the other
video.
one.
I remember
It's the other one.
my bad,
Which
but
which
so hypocritical.
those stories, by the way, are about a college student and a college dropout.
Well, I mean,
Yes.
the one of the ones she shows is not. You're right. Is not a doujinshi. It's actually another manga series from the creator. But some of the other ones she shows are actually doujinshi.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Yeah.
Some are actually lewd.
It's been a while.
There is
I
a-
remember the one because I read part of that series and it was just like
Yeah, to me,
it's a crap series. Just
it doesn't matter
it's not.
what the writer has done previously. It has nothing to do with this other creation, and it doesn't matter if there's similarities. I'm sure there is. It is completely not apples and oranges. I don't care if they came from the same tree. It doesn't make a difference. So, anyway, here's Fritz. Thanks for the donation, Fritz. Noralities, you stupid bitch. We want you to stay in your lane because you don't know a damn thing about anime, and you sound like a pedophile in denial. But I wouldn't expect a freak like you to understand that, so keep spinning your wheels. That is not the nicest way to put it, but we're all thinking something along those lines.
Yeah, because you can make the argument that a pedophile would see these scenes as sexualized or as sexual. No one else. A pedophile would also, if it's not a very smart one, not have a problem with showing the stuff uncensored.
Well,
so she's either doesn't believe in that, as you said, or she is a very dumb pedophile.
Okay.
In her third video, she says, "I'm not calling who I forget the author's name." She says, "I'm not calling him a pedophile." But and then she like puts up the definition of pedophilia on the screen, and she basically says
brings up the
that he's a
definition. It's
pedophile.
like, by this entry, he would be a pedophile. It's like,
It's like, no,
so you are calling him one? Okay.
I feel like
except doesn't
anyone
that
who
apply
has
to
been, like,
herself?
doing, like porn for like a long while has been like looking at like everything sexually.
Yeah, and another part of the problem is when she brings up the other manga about the college student and the college dropout that she calls CP is the college student who would be the child-coded character in the story because he's drawn to be small would not fit her own definition of child coding because he doesn't act like a child. He acts like a tired, burned out college student.
He would literally be the same example as La Brava, but she doesn't acknowledge that.
Yeah, because he doesn't have curves, which is a stupid argument. So for her, it counts as child-coded if either the behavior is childlike or the looks are childlike.
Yes.
Just one. Just one needs to be fulfilled, not both.
Which would mean that she is actually calling Peter Dinklage a child.
Technically,
because Peter Dinklage usually has a pretty thick beard, but
but he's small, so he's a child.
All right, let's keep on going, guys. Here's Mike Testa.
Yeah.
She is 69. This is an old lady in human years. What? Okay, thank you. You're right. You are technically correct, Mike Testa. We understood that one. Okay. Let's get
this is the last bit about La Brava, which she excludes from the whole shtick with the whole curves argument. That makes no sense because teenagers under 18 do have curves. We had 2 cases in my elementary school in 5th grade.
But they had D cups. Yes, you have told us 3 times already.
Yeah, and in the other and in the other one, and it's not that rare a thing. Like that extreme, okay, yeah, but at 15, no, that's normal.
All right, let's go.
But is Elilu child-coded? Another misunderstanding, or in air quotes, counter-argument that seemed to crop up a lot around this discussion is what
you like that? It's not really a counter-argument.
And how that applies to anime, where most characters are already stylized to have larger eyes and heads. A simple way to design a character to appear as older or younger is to measure how many heads tall they are. Note that most people are not going to be 8 heads tall. Like, this guy here is a 1/4 inch short of 7 feet tall. How many heads tall you are is going to vary from person to person depending on your height. For instance, I'm 5'4", and if I measure
this is a meaningless argument.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, she's she's just talking about how you draw people who look like children. This is what we say. We talk about the Mass Effect Andromeda villain. He has a baby-like face because his head's so big.
He's a baby lemur.
Yeah.
The problem is she's talking about Western art theory.
Yeah, and this is a lot about, in anime you have a lot of different styles. Look at the Clamp stuff. Clamp goes like with such long legs that you end up with like more than 8 heads.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, this argument doesn't work because anime is super stylized. Each one has its own different kind of style with it. So, for instance, like Wisp said with Clamp, they got super lanky arms and legs. So this argument just does not fit with anime and manga.
Right. Well, I think that there is. I do think that maybe the Japanese people do apply these techniques when learning art. But I also agree with you guys that if you were to take an adult from Lucky Star and compare them to Major Kusanagi from Ghost in the Shell, the adult in Lucky Star would look like a child compared to her. So it all just depends
because
on
of the art
what
style differences. Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, and then you have nonsense like super deformed chibi shows that are just comedy, like Mini Goddesses or something like that. And by her definition, all of those super deformed chibis would be children.
It's like comparing a character from an adult character from K-On! To Jotaro if they're the same age. It just doesn't work.
It's like Jotaro is 15, but he doesn't look like it.
The characters from K-On! And Jotaro are both 17 years old, and they
exactly.
Yeah, and the K-On! Character would come up to Jotaro's knees.
All right, here's Tyler Preston.
Why does Timmy Turner and AC/DC from Cars look so different?
Yeah, the same age. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's Tyler Preston.
Timmy Turner is the next JoJo.
These psychos who accuse anime manga fans of being pedos for liking lily characters, meanwhile, they are obsessed with the love life sexuality of the 2 little boys from the film Luca. This is pure projection, plain and simple. What's the film Luca? Does anyone know?
It's a new Pixar movie, but I would not bring that up unless Noralities herself has said anything about it. Do not collectivize the people that you are in opposition to. Respond to the person as they talk, not people who probably share political views with them.
Okay.
So if you have something from her saying it, fine. And there are probably plenty of people who agree with her who act like that. Fine. But it doesn't matter unless she said something specifically.
All right, here's
amen to that.
Here's Fritz again. Thank you, Fritz. Oh, you're 5'4" Noralities, then you're child-coded. And you can't just keep dismissing people's counter-arguments because you hate that they're effing smarter than you.
Yeah, sister's like,
you like that slick little use of air quotes counter argument, which is primo well poisoning to say this is not really a counter argument to my point.
I was just gonna say my sister. She's like 5'6" or something, and she's like really short. Oh no, she's child coded.
She's 5'4".
Yeah, she said she's 5'4". I was 5'4" when I was 12 years old, which means, oops, you're child coded, honey.
Yeah.
Also, if she doesn't get with a taller person, then she has to rethink her life.
My mother must be child coded because she's only 5'2". She's not 8 heads tall.
Forever young.
Yeah.
My grandma's super short. She must be child coded.
Smud is black coded because he's Italian.
Yes. Whoa. Latinx people are all black.
But I'll just say this. Yeah, I'll just say this. It's the minute that she said I'm 5'4", it's a bit like now the curtain's fully dropped. Now we get what you're on. You know, now we see the full projection. So we were really just waiting for her to mention how tall she was, and we sort of guessed that she'd be really short.
I mean, we know why she brought that up earlier with the tall people and all that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking puzzle piece. Man.
Well, Wisp typed in the chat yesterday that you predicted that she'd be small, flat-chested, and annoyed with everybody because of the way she was screeching on. And now we know that she's short, flat-chested, and screeches at everyone because she's annoyed with what's going on.
Wisp called it.
Mm-hmm.
Wisp, the gay porn whisperer.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
even the movie we watched from 2004 did the actual gay stare thing much better than she describes.
Anyway,
or was it someone else? Anyway,
here is the Mechanist. Can I be on the cast if you need a Pokemon expert? Sure. Just not right now because it's not about Pokemon.
Pokemon are child coded.
Oh, please stop. Let's go.
My head, I'm roughly only 6.3 heads high, which
Oops,
proportionally ends up putting me in the 10-year-old boy category, which is frankly not very surprising. If we proportion...
So you're a child.
You're child coded. Sorry, this is your own metric.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't talk about sexual topics because that's sexualizing. It makes you self-sexualizing pedo.
I've also always told myself that I don't listen to the opinions of children, so you can be quiet now.
That's a good rule to live by, man.
Yeah. Kids like to pick their noses and like eat crayons, so sorry, Noralities, you're not the same category now, so...
Here is Joe Crazy. Hey, Joe, thanks for the 5. Why are Timmy Turner and Ash Ketchum so different? They are about the same age. Huh.
That's a good point. They're not about the same age. They're both 10.
Yeah.
She's just forever 10.
It's almost like an art style.
Timmy Turner is not 6 1/4 heads tall. Timmy Turner is like 2 heads tall.
Timmy Turner is just a head with like 2 teeth. That's it.
Yeah, he's not even. He's like a head and a half tall.
Pac-Man?
Pretty much.
Okay. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Scale up the child to match the adult's height. You can see
terrifying.
that the head of the child is twice the size of the adult proportionally. And if we resize their heads to be the same size, we can see that the child's facial features are much lower down than the adult's.
Oh my god! What kind of argument is this, honey? What are you doing?
This is like saying if we move this like horse next to this giraffe and make it the same length, the horse looks really weird. Yes, I know, because it looks like you just put it through a fucking ringer. What the hell are you on about?
If we shrink the giraffe to be at the same size as the horse.
Well, when
it's
not even the same thing. Like she cut off the adult male's head, the top of that. Like it's cut off, and the child's like. That's not how you do proportions. Like, what kind of like art school did this bitch go to?
Not a very good one. Not a very good one since she passed with a degree. So,
I think this is the part of the video where she just says shit. She doesn't know what else to say, so she has art information. So, I'm going to show pictures of the head of a baby. It's like,
she's flexing again.
By the way, this book is like well known around like if you want to be an artist. Like this is like one of the basic ones.
This is. Did you know I went to art school? I went to art school. Did you know I went to art school?
Yeah, but who's drawing 8 foot tall babies?
Is she?
Yeah, it's one of those things. I'm like, all these kids who are child coded by your saying are like 4 foot tall. Not one of them you've shown has been 8 fucking foot tall.
Or
8 heads tall.
I think what she's getting at, if I can try to translate from moronic woke-tard to English, is that they're child coded because their facial features are further down on the head, and that's how you can tell an anime character is child coded, even though anime characters are usually have much larger facial features to begin with. Except a lot of anime characters have their facial features low on the head no matter what.
Yeah, but what my counter to that would be the smaller the characters are, the more central the face is, so that you could see the whole facial feature because it's such a small character. If it's higher up underneath, like the hairline, you won't be able to see most of the features because you're cutting off half the face.
Yeah, and a lot of anime characters, like a lot of anime styles, you tend to have very large foreheads where the face is further down on the head. Like, it's a running joke in certain franchises that characters have massive foreheads because their facial features are so far down.
Well, and
like Higurashi.
I think that.
What about the guy from Prison School with the small face? Is he child coded because he has a small face?
I think that it goes to even when you look at the source material, the manga, it's clear that the author isn't following any kind of standard. When it comes to drawing actual human beings, it's extremely stylized. It's just that what we're looking at is Kyoto Animation's adaptation, their own spin on it, their own style, and so I think that this whole thing where she's trying to show that this doesn't look right, this isn't proportionally right to the human body, it can be applied to I can't remember who said it, but several other anime. I mean, there are many anime where the boys, when it's a more moe anime style, have very feminine features. So I guess we could at that point say that they are female coded, but it's not. That's not the case. It's just the author's style, and it just comes off that every character comes off very feminine.
It honestly seems like she's trying to equate the way that this baby's facial expression, the design thing, to like an age, and it's just not. That's not how that works, honey. Like at all.
Well, let's also just put it like a simple thing with Western. Look at Batman the Animated Series. And you see how the Joker's face and Batman's face is designed. Like, his face is, like, lower down. He's got more of a forehead than Bruce Wayne's normal face. It's like, it's just a design choice. It's not because of anything else. It's just the design choice by the artist.
It's meant to accentuate certain features or characteristics, to give off certain vibes. Like the Joker is very villainous, so there are going to be certain design choices to make him come off more villainous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and not just that, the Joker's face. The Joker has more exaggerated facial features because he's a lot more expressive. Like if you compare Batman to the Joker, specifically in the animated series, Batman's face is very simple.
A few lines,
it makes a stark contrast between them.
Yeah.
So
but it's like what I'm going to say. An adult in an anime looks a lot different to a shorter. A tall person in anime looks different to a short person in anime because there's usually different things they want to portray with the child. Like childlike innocence is and flamboyant, excitement and happiness and stuff like that is a lot easier to portray on a face like a child, like you see on the screen here, than a face with like an adult. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, which is why anime characters, even the adults, have often larger eyes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like for instance,
that's what I was trying to get at, as in like it's a design choice to show the most emotion in the animation, because that's what the animation's meant for.
Right.
It's their goal is to get across as much actual emotion and feeling in a 2D character as is physically possible.
All right.
There's a character from Beyond the Boundary named Mirai. She's a high schooler, but she doesn't look like it. So I guess she's child coded. This is just insanity.
All right. Here is Fritz. Wisp, you look at an Aggron and tell me that's child coded. If you don't know what an Aggron is, I believe that's a Pokemon. So, Wisp, check it out. Here's
the one in the Discord that's 2 heads high and thus must be a child.
I don't know. Here's the Mechanist. Okay, need to save up for a mic. I'm off to work. Okay, well, if we do have a Pokemon video, we'll be sure to call you on. Mike Testa again.
Yeah, everybody don't recommend Pokemon videos.
Yeah.
Got
that. Mike Testa, why are we using heads to compare height now? This is one way to do it. This is all it is. If you can compare the distance between eyes, between the nipple and the head, you can do all these things, measurements for proper proportions of the body. You can do all these things. Mike again.
Wow, look at the immature people laughing at the word nipple. Honestly.
No, I was laughing at the
childlike.
The distance between nipple and head.
The child-coded nipples.
No, that came out of nowhere.
The if you actually take one head height down, you hit the nipple. That's
yes, that is true. That's just not the one I was expecting.
Okay. Mike Testa. Hawk, your example is close but dumb. What about the Batman, the animated series villain Baby Doll? She's not a kid, but a grown woman with a growth defect. Well, that's...
I actually mentioned that last
We mentioned that last episode, yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned
talked about that.
So,
who
sent that super chat?
That was Mike Testa. It's Mike Testa. It's okay.
So Mike... So it's perfectly fine. You've got Alzheimer's. I understand. It's okay. Enjoy
Mike
your
cocoa. Stand in the corner.
Your slippers. Yeah.
Anyway, let's not revisit that. Let's keep on going.
Someone will argue that Dragon Maid is just in the classic anime moe style, and everyone is chibified and cute, and that there's no difference between Kana and Toru. I can agree that it is hard to see the difference because it is stylized. But there is a difference if you are actually willing to look at and take the time to compare them. Measuring them by how many heads tall they are, we can see that Toru is just under 6 heads, which seems about right for the average Japanese woman.
Really? So what, 5'4"?
Roughly.
Okay, that's fine, whatever.
While Kana is only 4.5 heads tall.
But like the problem is that like these aren't humans. Like they are magical dragon. Whatever. Let's just continue.
Yeah.
It's like trying to argue with a brick wall.
Anyway.
Oh no, brick wall's
gives
a bit more
proportions
intelligent.
of a 2-year-old. I don't know what you were expecting at this point, frankly. Let's compare her facial proportions. If I select this image of Kana and overlay her on top of Toru, and when I resize her head to
how's he pronouncing her name
and have the chin line up in the same place, you can see that Kana's eyes are significantly lower down.
Oh,
her face shape is round.
Not really.
No.
She's also in this shot. She's also tilting her head forward.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that is.
Yes,
it's
angled.
There is
this is a stupid comparison.
This is one of the dumbest arguments I have ever heard. Now I've heard a lot of stupid shit, let me tell you.
But like, she has done art school. Like she should be aware of this thing. Like
it's like how Hawk said. It's like she must have gone to a really bad school. They just gave her the degree and said, "Please go away."
They're probably scared of turning her down for she might start a movement and start a world war.
Yeah, probably.
Please just go away.
Please just take the degree, please.
Please stop calling me.
And draw your shit somewhere else.
we're not friends. Please stop calling me. My wife's getting worried.
Please stop telling me to donate to your OnlyFans.
Oh God, no.
If I give you this degree, will you stop standing across the road from my house, manically laughing with a knife in your hand?
Anyway, let's go.
Please stop sending me gay porn.
Which is a feature that signifies that she is a child because she was designed to look like a child. And if we do the same for Ilulu, we can see that she's proportionally the same as Kana. And if we overlay her on top of
she's
Shoru,
also
we can see
extremely
that her
curvy.
face shape is a little bit more defined than Kana.
You have to leave out your own. You have to leave out your own standard about curves in order to make this.
Also,
statement.
she's doing the same thing again with the overlapping faces when they don't even look in the same direction.
Yeah, she's not angling
like she's
them.
tilting her head. Like you're not comparing anything here.
She's literally just moving them to the same chin line instead of the same angle.
Well, see, if I overlaid my face on top of any one of your faces, it's not going to align the exact same way. So I don't understand what the point of this argument is. The facial features aren't.
Wouldn't it make more sense to align the top of the head, because that round ball you have, normal humans have different sized jaws.
Yeah.
I hear magical dragons do too.
Yeah, it's like I know that I have a completely different jawline to like Smudge, so it's like be silly to go look at that. Smudge's jawline is different, so Hawk must be
he's
like,
a child now.
Coded. It's like, I'm sorry, what was that? That's not how this works.
Well, she did use the term child-coded, and her like this. She's going into minutia, and she's not talking about general details like height and weight, and she's talking specific the forehead distance between that and the top of the skull. Whereas the eyes could be anything, the mouth could be anything, the chin could be anything, the cheeks could be anything. It's like just the forehead height. You're like, okay, and that determines what? That they're childlike? Yes, sure. One thing compared to a woman with huge tits. It's like, that's a woman. I can tell it's a woman.
I just love that like her entire argument is based on the fact that like she just recites like the art books example of a baby to have the aspect ratio kept the same, and then resize the baby to the size of the adult, and then like did the comparison for the head. And this is the basis for everything that like she's talking about at this point.
This gerbil's head doesn't match the Tyrannosaurus's head, so there's a problem. Yeah, sure, ever love. We've just gotten too crazy.
This is direct proof in the same video that her exception, the exception she made for La Brava, doesn't hold. Because she's right now arguing against that.
Right.
Yeah, because La Brava's head is, from what I remember, her features are halfway down her face with stuff.
Yes, like if you overlap La Brava's head on like Chantel's head, then it's also gonna be off.
And her eyes are also just
I think
much larger than other characters.
Yes.
I think La Brava's just 3 heads tall or something.
She's super short and
really
she's gigantic eyes.
She's like really small.
I think she actually makes the height comparison of La Brava and someone else in a few seconds, actually.
Oh, she does?
Compared to Ilulu and Toru.
Oh, dear Lord.
All right, well...
Oh, no.
I need a stronger drink. I realize this.
Okay.
Is your drink water-coated?
Jesus fucking
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Anna, which would make sense considering that she's supposed to be a bit older than her, but her eyes are just as low down.
Oh.
And the thing is, they even unbabyified her a bit from the manga. And listen, I tried this with La Brava, and yeah, she's not even 4.
She specifically picked a panel where Ilulu was posed in a way like when characters have a certain attitude in a lot of manga, they will be drawn in a more stylized way than they normally are. And that was the panel she picked there. Like, when anime girls do the real smug look like that she was doing in that panel, they will often be simplified some. That's a thing.
Yeah, it's like for comedic effect.
Yes. Their already exaggerated features will be over-exaggerated. And that's what was happening there. So she had to specifically choose a panel like that from the manga.
Like, this is deliberate.
Yep, she's cherry picking.
Well, yeah, I would agree. That specific panel is a representative of, Irudu as a whole. But I would say that she is correct in saying that the characters, and like I said before, that this is Kyoto Animation's adaptation. Their style is going to differ a little bit while still trying to be faithful to the creator style. But if you look at the manga, the heads are slightly larger and the neck slightly thinner, so the proportions look even a little more wacky. But still, the point she's trying to make is meaningless, because adaptations will always have differences, because it's not the author or mangaka who is drawing it.
Unless it's specifically the artist of the manga drawing for the anime, which how often does that happen? Then it's going to change.
Ultra rare.
Right. And I mean, you look at adaptations like, I don't know, something like How to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon. I mean, that's just the studio's style that is applied to many of their other anime. And then you look at the actual light novel, or even then, it's like the light novel to the manga to the anime. Everyone's style is going to differ a little bit. They just want to try and remain a little faithful to the original style, but oftentimes it's either a little skewed, or maybe it's very accurate. But it all just depends. So it's not like
think about JoJo. They don't look exactly the same between the manga and the anime.
Oh, they do not.
So, but the whole point is that you want the character design to be recognizable, but no two artists have exactly the same style, because no two artists are the same artist.
Right, and there are multiple artists working on it.
Yeah, when you're making an animation, you have to have a lot of people working on the same thing. So there's going to be some small variance. And
right, I mean,
in this case, see, I've never read the Dragon Maid manga, and I only watched a couple episodes of the show. It's Yuri. It's not my thing. But yeah, it's not going to be the same.
Right. I mean, if you look at the frame that an animator works on at first, the frame won't look the same after he gives it to the animation supervisor, which goes over it and tries to make the art accurate to the character design sheets, so that everything remains coherent. So every single animator will draw something, and it'll look completely different. We just don't see that. They hand it to the animation supervisor, and they look at it and have to make corrections to it just in case. It's really just trying to stay accurate to a certain style that they have created at the studio, that also tries to remain faithful to the original. But yeah,
that's incredibly true. Like, for instance, the Spice and Wolf novel and the manga look a lot different, or not novels that are pictures, but the manga of Spice and Wolf looks a lot different than the anime. They got it as close as they could, but it's very different. And if somebody was reading the novel, they could try to draw like Holo and try to replicate the look, or they could draw it how they think she looks. It'd be completely different than what the actual manga and anime would be.
Yep.
All right.
Heads tall. But again, La Brava is in the text inarguably an adult character with an adult's voice and mannerisms, while Kana and Ilulu are not, and they talk like children.
You also talk like a child.
How is that an adult voice?
That's an extremely high-pitched, childish-sounding voice. What is she talking about?
Yeah.
That is not an adult woman's voice.
Well, I mean, you also
again, I was going to say, guys, pause when you're about to talk.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, yeah, I remember a certain part of the video when he that she mentions that the voice actor for La Brava, both either the dub or the sub aren't trying to put on a voice. I mean, I would very much disagree.
She mentioned the dub for that. She said the dub voice actress used her normal voice, which was incorrect. Like someone else posted on the Discord later on, like where we see her where we hear her actual voice, and it doesn't sound like this. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
that is not her speaking voice at all.
It's the same for the sub as well. Like this is not Yui Hori's normal voice either. They're obviously acting.
Okay.
飲むと酒癖悪くてマジやばくねいや悪口どうもすみませんところで君は誰私の名前はイブルなぜ来たかまだ秘密
And again, Ilulu is supposed to be visually
She had a lower pitched
anyway,
voice
so I don't
than
know
La
what the
Brava
argument
did.
is.
Yep.
I think that you also got to take into account that these characters, you know, they're supposed to sound cute. It's supposed to be cute and cuddly. You know, it's
literally a Moe show.
Moe is.
Yeah.
That's literally what Moe is.
La Brava is supposed to be, I mean, she's very childish, but I mean, you know, she's still, she's just a little eccentric. She's not supposed to act like, you know, she goes to, because, you know, like she says, she acknowledges she's an adult. So there are she's certainly eccentric and she's very childish, and that we see in those clips. But La Brava is supposed to act cutesy. You know, she's just very, she's very, in fact, I think it's supposed to even be maybe a comedic point that, you know, she's so small and, you know, compared to, you know, gentle criminal. You know,
like
so
all of this plays into like how La Brava's abilities work, because like her entire thing is like the more she loves someone, the stronger they get. That plays into her design and how she acts.
Right, it's all her heart, her hair, you know, kind of resembles that of a heart. You know, it's red. You know, she wears the heart earrings. You know, her uniform. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that there was a comment by the author in the manga that just said that I've been drawing a lot of short people lately, and I think that was literally just the only thought that went into her designs, that he just drew a short person. It was like, oh, I'm drawing a lot of short people right now.
Yep.
What she does, hypocrisy doesn't even cut that. It comes across like she's gaslighting everyone in order to cope.
Yeah, it's like not every creator doesn't have the same. Every creator doesn't have the same design philosophy.
Yeah, so let's take it for face value and say she is actually 16. Guess what? There are lots of 16-year-old girls who aren't magical dragons who are very tiny.
It even says. It even says apparently, because that's just what they told her to say, because she's a dragon.
Also, this whole look at the 16-year-old, isn't it sexualized? I'm like, come to the UK because the age of consent is 16.
They're sexualizing themselves.
It's like, so
the age
this
of
whole
consent is 16 in Japan.
Yeah,
that too.
So,
even 14 in some areas.
Yeah, some areas is 18.
So this whole she's 16. I'm like, yeah, and it's like it's really bad and sexualized. I'm like, come to my hometown. If you were still a virgin at 16, you were doing something wrong. So you did not go to the right parties.
Here is Tyler Preston. Thank you, Tyler. You know, we could be talking about how the character Yu Takayama has a nod to Tokusatsu hero Ultraman Taro regarding to her horns. We could be doing anything more useful of our time instead of watching this bint babble out nonsense. Well, you know, it's not horrible. It's just puzzling to listen to. So
I love that insult, bint. That's fun.
Yeah, me too. It's a great word.
It's a wonderful British word, and you know you're all great. You can all be grateful.
It's a gay coded word because it's British.
Yeah.
Did she ever put her logic to Usaki-chan? Because Usaki is 2 inches above the average Japanese height for women.
She'll probably still make up some just
with the error. the error that you just made was to say that Noralities has got logic. That's no.
Yeah, we're seeing in action that nothing she says is
I'm seeing in action. I'm seeing in action proof that a human can survive years without brain function.
Mm-hmm. It's also why these people are not affected by the masks. They don't need the oxygen.
That was a good one.
Yeah, they're smelling their own farts, apparently. It's the human gaseous centipede.
Yeah.
Oh, oh my God, Smud, Jesus! Where did that come from?
Everyone is savage today.
Anyway.
Everyone's just like, everyone's on their last fuck, and it's like we are just so close to just giving up.
All the fucks left us in yesterday's episode.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Oh, we can keep going.
She is still depicted as a minor. Like, everybody understands how dog years work. I don't understand how we keep coming back to the 10,000-year-old dragon well.
It's not really real, by the way.
She's only 1,000. Just so
now dog years.
Well, I said,
but
I said yesterday that the dog years thing is because we understand that because dogs age differently, their shorter lifespans wouldn't be the same as what like we would class it as like the puppy years are like 1 to like birth to like 2 years old, then it becomes like a normal dog, and like an old dog is like 12, 13, 14 and stuff like that. So that's how the dog years things work. With dragons, the reason why no one can really say about that is because dragons don't exist. And surprisingly, when things don't exist, we can't age them. Because they're make-believe. So
it literally just depends what the author says. Like, if the author says that's how the ages work, then that's how the ages work.
Yeah.
And I like again her slick little. She's coded as a child, but she's supposed to be 16, and she acts like she's 16. But that would still make her a minor, so it still goes into my point. It's like, no, it doesn't. She's
not a minor.
She's either child coded or she's not child coded. And if she's supposed to be, if she's supposed to act and be at the maturity level of a 16-year-old, that is a minor in the United States and in Japan in a legal sense.
Also, she hasn't shown anything with Ilulu that makes her like child coded or look like a child.
Because she's short.
Yeah, that's it. That's all apparently. It's just like she's short.
She's short and she has a high-pitched voice.
Yeah,
no, she's a kid.
Yeah, and it's like this. What she's like to bring up with Baby Yoda.
Her eyes are low down on her face. I'm sorry, that too.
Yeah, and this point she's about to bring up with Baby Yoda. The answer to that is we know that Yoda's species live for a very long time, and we've now been told that at 59, I think what Baby Yoda is, that is still classed as a baby. It is still the baby stage of the species. Here is the baby stage of the species. It's like, right, but that still could have been anything what the author, the creator said. But
yeah, they literally invented that for this show too, so.
Yeah, so it's like, very, very weird, but whatever.
All right.
This whole person is weird.
Let's continue.
By her logic. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
That Baby Yoda is 50 years old because for his species, he is a baby. Their lifespan is different. Did Ilulu start the problem? No, I think she just brought her
Maybe
light
she just
to a
described
problem.
they're both children.
Dragon Maid.
So we've established they're both children in their respective species. You're like, yes, you're right.
Oh, yeah, wait, she just contradicted her point.
What she's
doing
wrong is
her point.
Is that she's just putting what Hawk implied or hinted at is that she just directly puts human development proportionally onto another species. That's not how it works. Species have different lengths of developmental cycles.
Mm-hmm. It's like the Liara example with Mass Effect. She's classed as a child in the Sari, but it's not. She's classed as an adult in human terms because she's like an adult human. So, and also she's 106, so she's old by human standards.
Oh yeah, it's with Tolkien's and Robert Jordan's fantasy characters. It's the same thing. Like where you have, you're just 50. You shouldn't leave home. You're still too young. Stuff like that. And
yeah.
And then for fictional races, we can just make up shit. Stuff. And currently, with the humans in the developed world, is that our physical development seems to take longer and longer. That people actually turn into fully fledged adults. So it seems to start earlier, but it also seems to take longer. It's weird.
All right, let's keep going.
From the beginning, Maid has always had unrealistic female body proportions, but up until now,
it's not unrealistic. Get outside.
There is the real point here.
Leave your fucking room. Point.
Unrealistic body proportions.
She just said the real complaint about Dragon Maid right there. She didn't say it as if she was making her main point, but she just made her main point probably without realizing it.
I think she needs to hang around more black people.
She needs to hang around more people in general. She has not met other women in her life.
I don't want.
These are not unrealistic proportions. These women exist. Not these characters, but women with these bodies exist.
Just because you're a flat Noralities doesn't mean that it's unrealistic.
Yeah.
She's just.
And I do not want to brush over this. She just made her point. She just let the mask slip.
That's still the main reason of
this
the video
is not about her moral indignation about whatever.
It's just her being salty.
She wouldn't, like I said before, if it was, she wouldn't be showing the content she said was so objectionable, so horrific. She wouldn't have been showing it on camera. This is what this video is about. This is her problem with Dragon Maid. It is the same problem that all her and her buddies have with this kind of anime. And I am collectivizing my opposition because she said this and plenty of people also say this. Their complaint is quote unquote unrealistic proportions of women. That's all it ever is.
Well, I think I agree with you. I think that I think that she's trying to make the point that it's just pointed towards the adult characters and not, the children characters, and that they have unrealistic body proportions. I think that was supposed to be the point. But I also don't like the argument about unrealistic body proportions because, and this is the problem I've had with anyone critiquing anime like this, is that people when it suits them tend to hold anime to this very high standard that we must adhere to how the human body actually appears, unless it's somehow problematic. But then we look at but then we have to remember that this is ultimately a cartoon, and it's going to be stylized. There are going to be certain things that we exaggerate and accentuate more. Take, for example, just the roundness of their faces in this scene, or the fact that they have extremely large eyes, or colored hair, or are 10,000-year-old dragons that can transform into humans. It's always going to be unrealistic in some sense of the word. It's just that the part that they find unappealing for some reason is the bodies, and that's the only thing that they find problematic about unrealistic. So you can't say you have a problem with unrealistic proportions, but are okay with, but are only point that argument to the breasts or the hips or the butt. You have to make the argument for the entire design itself.
And we've all seen it online. Which people are complaining about this. and some of us, including me, have seen this numerous times live out there. It is almost exclusively girls low in attractiveness with confidence issues.
Would you say, Wisp, it is primarily flat-chested goblin women who have got boob envy?
Yeah, but that it's literally the boob envy argument that Wisp made. Yes, it's like every single time they complain about like unrealistic bodies, it's because they themselves want to look like this but don't.
Yeah, and
like,
saying it's unrealistic, this is the big insult,
Yeah.
because when saying that this is unrealistic, they say that all the women that actually, really, truly look like this, all naturally on top of that, do not exist. These are the people who are complaining about this and that group of people being erased while they are doing the actual crime, yet again.
All right.
Also, it's such a one-sided thing because I've never seen like any guy watch JoJo and complain how unrealistic the men in JoJo are. Never seen a single guy say that.
I didn't start watching JoJo and complain about the unrealistic depiction.
Yeah, I didn't get like insecure because Jotaro is like fucking triple my size and like way younger than I am. It's like no.
I didn't go like. There is no way a British guy would look like that in the 1800s. Nah, that's not possible. I'm
the pillar men are so unrealistic.
Yeah.
You can make the argument that that's why we go to cartoons or animation in general. We want the unrealistic proportions. We want them to be hyper exaggerated. We like to look at cool things, and we can accentuate that better in animated media.
People watch The Simpsons because it looks realistic.
All the yellow people.
It's not just The Simpsons. Lots of animated Western cartoons are incredibly stylized.
Like we mentioned like Timmy Turner before. It's like, is he realistic?
Think about the body types in the Incredibles movies.
Yes, that too.
Or even
is Mr. Incredible boss at the insurance company child coded?
Yeah.
All right.
He comes up. He's 2 heads tall.
Okay. Here's Fritz.
So 9 times out of... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to read some super chats. We're a little slow. Dragons are magical beasts that, while fictional, have a set of rules to them. They are massive creatures that have elemental breath weapons that live for thousands of years and can use magic to polymorph their bodies into whatever form they desire. That should end any of her statements right there, because they can shapeshift into whatever they like. So
exactly. It's like all of these human forms, they are like this because they want to look like this. That's the point.
Yeah. They could take other shapes if they wanted.
Here is Gina Wolf for the super chat. Thank you for the 10. Missed the chance to say this yesterday, but her Disney villains are queer-coded because makeup argument is ridiculous. It's all for strong, readable character design, especially with the eyes for them. That's a very good point. The eyes are very important.
Yes.
When you're talking about conveying ideas and feelings.
Yes, and in the case of Jafar, that is even a cultural thing. They even put that on little children because they thought that it's good for your eyes. They thought it's a health thing.
Yeah, that's like a thing that happens in real life. They're not gay. It's just
I didn't
fucking
see the first half of this video yesterday. Did she bring up Ursula in her queer
She
coding?
brought up all the Disney villains and said they're gay.
Ursula is my favorite one because Ursula, the argument for why Ursula is queer coded, quote unquote,
she's based on a drag
always queen. Because she's based on a real life drag queen.
Yeah,
Except
divine.
Ursula
I heard that the
is
first time yesterday.
woman.
Yes.
Ursula is a woman. Drag queens.
Yeah, like even if Divine would have voiced her, the character itself would have still been a woman.
Well, and you look at the fact that it's really a non-argument because authors use inspiration from their everyday life all the time, like family and friends. But that doesn't mean that the characters that they're based off of are going to technically be, the exact same. They might just apply
any
personality to them.
What was it they put at the end of movies? Any likenesses or
purely coincidental
similarities to people living or dead is merely coincidental.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Even for Ursula, it's true that there are women who look like that, women who act like that, women who dance like that. That's all there.
He said.
Also, Ursula is an. Yeah, Hades is gay. Captain Hook is gay. The villain from Pocahontas is gay because in a fantasy scene he's wearing gold because he's singing about gold.
Because he's greedy.
Wait.
Yeah.
Does that make him gay because he's supposed to be looking like Liberace?
Or flamboyant, I would say.
Well, Scott is gay as well.
Yeah, flamboyance is a form of queer coding, so...
So much gayness. Even I'm just wow.
You can't be eccentric anymore without someone calling you gay. I think that's quite insulting.
It's like they are bringing the harmful stereotypes back. It's
Fellas, is it gay to like money?
I like shiny things.
Damn, it's pretty gay.
I want a golden toilet. Does that make me Trump encoded?
Does it mean that gay people are all capitalists?
Oh, you have friends who are men. Are you gay?
Oh, wait a minute. So capitalists are queer coded. So capitalists are not part of the LGBT. So they're protected class.
That's why.
That's why they call it rainbow capitalism.
That's why Che Guevara wanted to kill 30,000 of them.
Checkmate, bigots. You can't call out capitalism anymore. It's LGBT now.
And communists hate the gays, so they're not LGBT. Communism.
All right.
But
here's,
all I was gonna say was, sorry, Smudge.
Here's Fritz. Thanks for the $1 donation. Also, yes, she has destroyed her argument not just twice but 3 times already. Baby Yoda's species and dogs do age differently, therefore they should be judged by our metrics and not theirs. Baby Yoda is an adult by our metrics, for example. Oh, geez, that would confuse the hell out of the argument. He's an adult. He's 59.
Yeah, but only by years of age, not by physical or mental development, which is and especially the mental development is the relevant part.
Yeah. See, the problem here is we don't have a clear criteria she's using. She's just saying child coded. So she'll just make up a random criteria. Oh, she's small. It's like, what do you mean? You could have midgets. You could have small people. What are you talking about? Oh, she has large breasts. Therefore, she's not a child. It's like she's sexualized. Like, no, that's an adult. We all know that's an adult. She's 16 years old. Same with this Quetzalcoatl. She's like, I don't know, 4,000 or something crazy. So
she's like a goddess.
Yeah,
like she's how many years old? It's like,
and with the whole age thing, if we just go by evolutionary standards, then humans are adults the moment they are fertile, which is not what we do as a society, because that would be insane, because that's the mental development is barely starting to go into overdrive at that point.
Also, if you go back to the whole dragons shape-shifting thing, so if Kana just suddenly appears as an adult, is she no longer child-coded now? Because she chose to look different? Because that's what she can do, because she's a dragon. She can look like what she wants. She's not a child, she just wants to look like this.
All right, guys. Want to keep going? We're good?
Yeah, that would be nuanced.
That would be nuanced, exactly.
On characters weren't minors. So I think this was the nail in the
coffin. None of them are
for
minors.
A lot of people. Here, someone even tried to fix Ililu by flattening her chest, but this does not even fix the problem because it is these other design elements that code her as a child,
I hate you
and she
people.
is still in thigh highs and her underwear. Coding can be used for many reasons, but historically, it has been used when
you didn't fix her. You didn't reduce her cup size. You gave her a double mastectomy.
Also, historically, coding has been used. No, it hasn't. This shit exists for 2 years.
I'll tell you what coding
let's be honest.
For harassing fucking artists off of Twitter. That's what it's been used for. God damn it.
Well, let's be honest.
Piss me off.
She's gonna
How
start.
How we fix Noralities art to make it actually look appealing?
Erase it, like throw it out to the trash. That's like a style.
I'm just trying to make the point that this whole fixing someone else's art is just the most insulting thing you can think of.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
about the coding; it's about sending a message.
It's just censorship.
I think all of her art is queer coded because all of her characters have exactly the same face. Like if you look at her thumbnails here, it's like they all have the same nose, they all have the same mouth. It's like they all look as androgynous as possible. It's not even a bad style. That's the worst part.
It's just bland.
All I know
is so homogenized.
Yeah, all I know is we are going to slowly but surely hit the pedophile argument.
Yeah, it's gonna come. I can feel it.
Literally, we probably cut her off in the middle of saying historically it's been used by pedophiles to get an out.
Yeah.
You mean like herself?
She's a pedo because she drew freaking MHAs worth making out.
Yep.
Yeah, it's...
All right, anyway, let's keep going.
Keep going.
Here's Fritz. Thank you again. Oh, I'll fix you, all right. Load shotgun with homophobic intent.
Sorry, that was amazing.
Oh, that's...
spicy meatball.
Should I say I approve, or should I just say disavow or something? I don't know.
That super chat is based coded.
I'm just gonna say ridiculous.
That's just ridiculous.
That's just ridiculous. Anyway, moving on. Very cool, Kevin. Very cool.
We have, believe it or not, 4 minutes left, which I'm impressed. We're going by very, very.
Yay!
We are very good.
Yay.
Yeah.
The court of smart works.
Yes.
Yeah. We should have 600 people on every day.
Oh God.
Want to depict something that may be socially frowned upon or even illegal, and you would get in trouble if it were explicitly in the text. And I do have to wonder if the dragon angle and giving Ililu such a large chest was one of the ways the author tried to sidestep the child coding accusation.
Wait a second.
No, it's just cute and funny.
Let me read this.
Wait. She just said, I feel like not making Ilulu look like a child is how the author tried to sidestep being accused of making her look like a child.
Pretty much.
I know, that's...
Well, you see.
Oh, Jesus Christ, this woman.
See,
this is what you have to do when you're watching these videos. You have to listen and kind of decode what these people are saying.
Yeah.
Because it's not about what they're... It's a lot of times her and people like her will kind of infuse their assumptions, their kind of the precepts that they're building everything on. They'll infuse that into the text, and they'll also, I've noticed, kind of add in a bunch of their own feelings to whatever it is they're describing.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you break it down to what they're actually describing, it's so much more basic than all of the dolling up they do.
Well,
the explanation is literally on screen and it's hilarious.
The funny thing with that is
like read the thing here.
The text, the text of the actual story tells us why we don't even need to know why they're big, but it tells us why they're big. The magical being is saying, hey, you know what? I've got magical fire in my boobs. That's why they're so big. And you're like, oh, cool.
Well,
that's a joke explanation for a child.
Well, you see, the argument itself is ridiculous anyway, because the author...
Really
no, don't use that word!
Ridiculous.
Okay.
Stupid. Then I
just say the word. Say the argument is redonkulous.
The argument is redonkulous because Kuokyo Shinja, the author, isn't trying to dodge anything. In fact, he doesn't go under any kind of different pen name from his hentai doujinshi works. In fact, you can find many of them on his webpage or his Pixiv or his Twitter. He just applies it. He just sticks to everything. I'm the same author who made all this stuff, and he's also published the manga Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is published in a magazine called Monthly Action, which shares a spot with another manga called Sugu Momo, which I would argue has many more scenes involving lolly and shoujo characters that I would say border on hentai. So I don't think there's anything that this author is trying to sidestep here. It's all just because this is how the author wanted to tell a story. And in Japan, this isn't something that is you have to say, okay, these characters are all 18 or something like that. You can just pretty much draw whatever you want and sell it openly as long as it's in like an R18 section or something in their stores. So there isn't a need for him to say, hey, I don't accuse me of this. It's actually, they're actually 1,000 years old. This is just what the author wanted to do. And I'm also curious about what child coding accusations there are that are being levied towards him.
Probably zero.
Well, that's my point. She assumes it's happening, and so she assumes why he's doing what he's doing.
Yeah, and
if nobody is designing a character.
And her logic is that if she changes the character, then it is child coded. Yeah, great. You took the attributes away that make her not that.
She's you fucking cheater. You and damned if you don't kind of situation.
And this is why I'm 100% on board with what Axelot said before, and why I make such an emphasis on learn the newspeak, learn to understand it, learn to translate it back into normal language. Otherwise, these people confuse you, your friends, whoever else. And at this point, I am beginning to wonder, and that's my question here, is Noralities just absolutely insane, or is she malicious?
Yes. Answer, yes.
It is.
She's a Tumblr user, so yes.
Normally I wouldn't say something like, maybe this person is malicious, but after watching her cancel culture video, that yes, she is very much acting with malicious intent.
And lying about those crime stats.
Yeah, a lot of the things she posts are so easily disproved that she has to have found the disproofs while she was looking for them, which means she left them out on purpose. Which, again, I can think of another example of what I'm just saying in her cancel culture video. She brings up J.K. Rowling and the controversy about her being transphobic. And she talks about what J.K. Rowling did. She describes J.K. Rowling doing this horrible stuff, this terrible discrimination against the trans community and the terrible things she's doing, when all she did was write a couple of tweets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's it.
Saying that sex is a thing.
And none of them were transphobic.
She didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
She said some stuff. That's it.
If anything, she was very defensive of trans people. She just said that sex is a thing, but you all can do whatever you want to do. I'm in support of that. I just think sex exists. That's all she said.
Yeah, because in the UK it was getting to the point where they were trying to pretty much I'm going to say the word genocide here, even though it's but genocide women and replace it with just trans. We're trying to make out that all women were just trans men.
They were trying to redefine the word woman.
Yeah. And but that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to just literally say we just call them trans men because then it makes it easier for. So it's and JK's like, no, there is a sex. There is man and woman. It's that's sex does exist, and it's so all the woke just got.
Yeah. It was originally a story about the phrase that got used was people who menstruate, and J.K. Rowling said we have a word for that. It's called women.
Yeah, because the argument is because trans women don't menstruate properly. It's should they be classed as women? And it's well, that's the argument. And then they try to say like, well, real women don't menstruate, and you're like, now you're just trying to change everything to like,
and
just suit your thing.
Yeah, and people with real dysphoria that don't care about menstruating or not. Like that's when you care about that. And most women don't really like to menstruate, if you didn't notice. So say, when you are
be thankful you don't have a period. Because
the fertility issue is its own topic, but to want to menstruate is a clear sign that someone has autogynephilia, is a fetishist about female body functions, instead of having actual gender dysphoria.
Yeah, because you want the experience of what you think womanhood is like.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. But
like
here's
a
the thing.
caricature.
No matter what my point is, that's all J.K. Rowling did was write a tweet. And then later, she wrote another tweet. And Noralities in her other video goes on and on about all of the horrible things, the horrible ways J.K. Rowling is doing harm to the trans community.
Why is Noralities explaining?
When all she did was write things. And that's what you have to do when her and people like her say stuff like this. You have to actually parse out what they're describing and cut through the dolled up, exaggerated language.
Because reality doesn't.
If that's the word you want to use, that's fine. I try not to swear.
Because reality doesn't match what they're describing.
I don't care if you do. I just don't try not to do it myself. That's all.
All right.
But that's what the term coded is. It's a pseudo intellectual attempt to sound smart and stereotype while condemning stereotyping.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going. Here's Fritz.
Let's keep going.
$3 donation. Fritz, you're throwing money at random intervals at different amounts. Interesting. All this I feel garbage. Let me tell you what I think. I think that people like Noralities and Jeff Through and all these other retard-coded fake fans actively ignore any and all research done by the author and legit fans to make us all look bad. F them.
I could not agree more.
I don't know what research specifically fans do, but we don't need to research a series of tomes or convert this to real science. We don't have to do much work to understand the visual medium because it should be self-explanatory. That's why people draw.
We don't have to go on a quest to find the Book of the Dead to understand anime. So
no. It's not.
I have to read the Necronomicon to find out what this means.
Yeah, it's like what Necronomicon.
If you have to use
to the anime girls,
if you have to invent words to define something and twist it, we already know what you're doing. So you really have to stop and figure out who your audience is, because if they eat this up, they're a bunch of idiots.
I gotta say, Claude, Nick Taraga Isekai. Go ahead, sorry.
This is all started like that she mentioned that she has a degree in illustration, and supposedly that's gonna give her the knowledge of writing characters.
Yeah, but
and designing.
Also remember, she's saying all this. She made underage artwork.
Yes,
gay.
That's the next thing. She has made that, so she knows what she's talking about. Oh, okay.
So she here's the thing, it's almost like she's going, this is paedophilia, I should know I'm a paedophile, and I can see paedophilia, and you're like, that's not
that's not a good thing.
911, hello, yes.
It's kind of like those videos on YouTube that's getting recommended, bank robber is reviewing a bank robbery.
Real former mafia boss reviews mafia.
Yeah.
That was a great video, by the way.
Yeah, it was.
I like how all the ex people are incredibly fat old blokes who look like they've only ever been in front of a camera once in their entire life, a computer once in their entire life, and they're like,
They've been in police protection for God knows how long, and they finally.
They've been. I thought you were going to say they've been in Alcatraz for like
well,
so long.
That too. Some of them have been in the Slammer for God knows how long, and all their enemies are dead, so they don't have to worry.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Duke Togo to talk about
my
how to
enemies are
assassinate
dead.
people.
Okay, let's get through the last. Hopefully, it's like 1 more minute of video and then 3 minutes of an ad for NordVPN.
Here's Tyler Preston for the $1. Thank you, Tyler. I'm reading the comments of the video, and they're all boring praises. Yeah, I did too. One comment brought up Uzaki-chan. Is Uzaki-chan child-coded since she's a short stack?
She literally goes to college and drinks beer in the anime.
Yeah.
Many people did try to argue that, though. That was a fairly
Twitter hates her. Twitter hates Uzaki-chan. She's so triggered by her.
The thing you have to remember is with these nut jobs, and I'm going to call them nut jobs. You could be in your mid-30s, and because you're 5'2", they'll call you child-coded because they're such immature cat ladies that they still think that because they're pushing 40 but haven't got a bloke and have no life and have no tits, that they must be child-coded because obviously they can still develop when that train has quite clearly left the station.
So it's like a coping mechanism. It's like, no, I'm child-coded, I'm fine, I'm gonna grow.
Yes, Arrested Development is not just a sitcom.
Yeah. but
So I'd have to ask her. What I don't know if any of you guys have seen Bleach, but have any of you guys seen Bleach?
I have not.
I've seen some.
I have.
Well, there's a character in there named Chad who is a ripped, really tall 15-year-old kid.
His name is Chad.
His name is
literally
Chad,
called
and
Chad. Yes.
So I would wonder.
Demons, basically to death.
And I'd say that every character, male and female, otherwise, are all adult looking, but I don't ever hear anybody complaining about the character designs. But they are still, children. They're 15. So I would wonder where they classify. Honestly,
they wouldn't classify it because the classification is just only works for certain things because they're just making it up as they go along. So
it only works for IPs that they have actually like any knowledge on, like things like this. They don't even know that chat exists.
No. It only works for IPs they don't like. Anything they do like is thrown out the window.
Only the IPs that trend on Twitter.
Only IPs they like get to survive.
Okay. Here's Mike Testa. You don't have to respond to this. I'm just going to read it because it's Mike Testa. Probably thinks people with syndrome Down are kids. Thank you, Michael. That was fantastic. Okay.
Amazing.
Syndrome Down.
Oh, Mike, you are a gem.
Okay,
I give that 5 stars out of 500.
That super chat gave me syndrome down.
Syndrome of a down, yeah, that's what it is.
Syndrome of Jesus Christ.
I think we need to keep moving here because we've been stuck on this panel for a long time.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
I completely forgot what panel we were stuck on.
God, I hope it's a NordVPN ad, or maybe I'll finally be right and it'll finally be Raid Shadow Legends.
That would be
I wouldn't
hilarious.
want her for that.
So long as she's not selling porn fan fiction that you could share with your friends.
No.
Raid Shadow Legends would be like, listen, we'll do stuff like Countdown Killer, but you do gay porn. No way.
Wasn't there like a person that was covered that like advertised like some gay fanfic site or something?
Yeah, that was Are They Gay? That was the YouTuber. Are They?
Yes. So she's gonna advertise for that, right?
I did not watch the Smudcast on that video, but I watched another, I forget who it was I watched who covered that video. Oh my goodness, that was awful. I don't blame you for quitting 5 minutes in and blacklisting him.
Are They Gay? Yes. I think that was the channel's name.
Yep, that was it.
All right, let's go.
Are They Gay Yes.
We
Anyway,
need to
here's
keep
Big
going
Top
here.
Balls.
Let's go.
This
We're going.
chat.
We're going.
Join.
It is the pattern of all these things in Dragon Maid that is upsetting. Even if it doesn't happen that
You haven't
often,
established
it's the
a
pattern
pattern.
of Rika's eyes rolling back when she touches Kana, Shota being consistently
Yeah, she's
flustered by
happy.
Lukua, the sunscreen section, the compromising framing of Kana, and now Ilulu's design. It all starts adding up.
As what?
Closing thoughts. Do I think...
No. You don't say it all starts adding up and then go on to another topic, because adding up, to what? You didn't go 2 plus 2 adds up to, anyway, the square root of 759 is an interesting number in the isosceles triangle debate. What the fuck are you on about here? I just...
Here's the thing again, where she like complains about like the sexualization of these characters, and then she shows the panel where like Ilulu lifts up her shirt. So like, pick one. You can't be outraged about that and then show it on screen.
Well, she's like the compromising framing of Kana while she's showing examples.
While she shows the compromising framing.
You do not honestly think this is bad if you are showing it in your YouTube video.
Yeah, hold on. But listen,
unless
guys,
was there a disclaimer at the very beginning where she said
no.
She did. But
stop. I'm about to bring it up because I was about to say she did say there's a timestamp to skip to.
Yes.
But she forgot to put it in the video.
Well, she did put it in the.
She put it in the description.
I saw that she put in the description.
The problem is, it's at 9 minutes, so this is well after the fact.
Oh, so this still would have been.
Oops.
Right.
Yeah.
She did still forget
the entire video.
Yeah.
And why? Okay, so like she has the girl, the girl with the crush on Kana. She mentions her eyes rolling back in her head every time she touches Kana. That's not sexualization.
Well, yeah, I think that she's making, and I can see why. I guess if you know that the person's a hentai or something like that, you sometimes make the association with what's commonly referred to in I guess hentai as ahegao or something.
The ahegao face.
Well, no, I know.
Remotely
I know it's
look like that.
I know it's not, but I mean, it's just that when people think of the really happy face or the rolling back of the eyes, even I wouldn't say that what's going on here is that, but I can see why some people would make the association.
Sure, but she's not. Her reacting this way to touching Kana is not sexualization, unless you are saying that Saikawa, is that her name? I don't remember. Unless you're saying that her romantic attraction is inherently sexual.
Well, it's like saying that I don't know, when a classic cartoon character gets kissed, like Bugs Bunny in Space Jam, or I think it's actually Lola gets kissed in Space Jam, and Bugs Bunny kisses her at the end, and she's like, "Whoa, woohoo!" Like that's great. I mean, I think Lola Bunny was just extremely happy about Bugs Bunny giving her a smooch. It wasn't something that was supposed to be sexual. That's like any cartoon character is like, "Oh man, like someone just kissed me, my head flew off."
Yeah, Saikawa is supposed to be in love. That's
right.
Is that not supposed to be what's being portrayed here? And it's being portrayed in an over-the-top comedic way because it's an anime, and that's what anime does.
It's like in a really hyper stylized anime like this. I mean, even I don't know, would she consider even heart eyes if she got any kind of if she touched Kana or Kana gave her a smooch or something? Would that be also considered sexual? I mean, what is the appropriate response in a cartoon like this?
She's just overjoyed that her crush is interacting with her. That's all there is to it. It's not sexual, you degenerate.
All right.
I mean, yeah.
Let's go.
Do I think everybody who watches Dragon Maid is automatically a child predator?
Yes, you do.
No, I don't, and neither should you. That kind of single-minded ideology is inherently...
That's rich coming from you.
It's not an ideology, honey. You don't need an ideology to make a deduction that you think people are of a certain category.
Thank you for your incredible generosity. for not automatically assuming people who watch a television show are pedophiles.
I want to know how you come to an ideological stance on determining people who watch cartoons.
She's projecting. It's because she has the ideological
stance. Either she's projecting, or she doesn't know what the word ideology means. Because you don't go around saying deductions or ideologies.
Both.
Yeah, my response to that is but I do assume that anyone who makes underage gay porn is probably a paedophile. So Noralities, I probably think you're a pedo. So anyway,
she's ideologically a pedo. It's like, what the hell are you doing?
You're ideologically a paedophile.
I have the ideology of being attracted to children.
You can join the Labour Party in the UK. It's fine. Don't worry about
it. Nice.
It's a strange...
What are you going to do to me? Lose an election at me? Oh no.
It's a strange thing to hear the term ideology in association with sexual arousal.
Pedophilia.
Well, whatever.
Pedophilia.
It's like, do you have a system of arousal when you look at children? Like, no.
Are you when you're sexually aroused? What are you, left wing or right wing? I'm sorry, what?
I want to know the principles of sexual arousal in children.
My penis is centrist.
What's your economic theory surrounding getting sexually aroused with children? It's like, what?
Oh, what? Are you a?
Are you a free market arousal?
I was about to say, I just couldn't say it. I was too busy laughing.
Do you have a political theory regarding a policy in sexual arousal of children?
What is your political compass when it comes to sexual arousal? You're like, are you a free market libertarian when it comes to sticking your cock and stuff?
Do you enjoy seasteading?
Well, the way
do you believe the state should control your sexual arousal
with children?
With children,
yeah, they're called laws.
Oh my god, I feel lightheaded the hawk.
Oh my god, I just.
She has a framework.
Believe my penis should seize the means of production.
Yeah.
Well, she does this a lot in her videos, and that she goes on this rant about these things she finds problematic, and essentially just labels everybody a specific thing, but then says, "But I don't think you guys should do that. It's not right for you guys to go after people. It's not right for you to think like this." It feels more like she's saying she wants to have her cake and eat it too. Right, exactly.
Yeah, it's a cop.
I would honestly respect her a little more if she just said, "Yes, I do. I do think that everyone who watches the show is this."
Well, because she knows if she actually says that, then she can be called it as well, because she knows she's one of them. This is why it's such projection. The reason why she goes, "Yeah, but I'm not saying all of them," is because so in the future she can say, "Yeah, I make gay porn of underage guys, but I'm not like this thing," and you're just trying to make a defense for yourself. Which is why you don't go for the jugular, which I know you want to with these shows. It's because you know that when you do, you're going to get called out.
She just wants this thing to be erased from her market, pretty much.
Yeah. She's like, "Oh, no. I'm the only one who can do underage paedophile drawing here, darlings. I'm not going to stand around with other people making money out of it. I'm the degenerate."
I bet she thinks Tatsumaki from One Punch Man is child-coded.
Oh, God.
Probably.
Likely. Very likely.
I would not be surprised at all.
Makes me just want to stab my eyes out with blunt spoons. God.
Yeah, anyway, let's keep going.
Flawed blanket statements like that are just not true. And the thing is, I get it. I get why some people want to defend Dragon Maid, parts of it are legitimately good. When the focus is only on Kobayashi and Toru and their found family dynamic with Kana, there's a lot I genuinely like. And I was willing to put up with some stuff that made me uncomfortable because there still aren't a lot of canonically queer romances. And definitely not ones with this level of soccer.
And there it is.
People can watch media that
true.
is problematic critically, and just because they watched it.
Problematic.
Can we roll this back a bit?
Yeah. People were talking over it. I just said problematic critically. I'm like, this is not those two words don't go to.
Yeah,
stop making up words.
Family dynamic.
Stop making up shit.
There's a lot I genuinely like. And I was willing to put up with some stuff that made me uncomfortable because there still aren't a lot of canonically queer romances, and definitely not ones with this.
Wait a second. She's upset there's not any canonically queer romances in a show about girls falling in love.
I think she means an anime in general.
It's an anime in general.
Which, that's a lie. There's genres.
Yeah, that's literally not true.
There's Yuri and Yaoi.
But like, she didn't even say in anime. She just said there's not a lot.
Yeah, and like anything, I guess. Like, she doesn't even specify.
So
she just says it.
Maybe,
what does that mean?
Maybe in anime that's true, or she's not aware of it. But in manga, there is so much of every genre, the subgenre of yaoi or yuri.
Yeah, but she doesn't read. She doesn't read.
But here's the thing. But here's the thing. Right, but here's the thing. If she said like there's not enough queer romances in like media, like in general, I'm like, have you been like living under a rock for the last 3 years? Literally,
she was in the closet with the isekais.
Everything's fucking gay. Like, literally, how many times does Disney come out and go, look at this gay character, gay this, gay that, gay all these things? I'm surrounded by gays. Everywhere I look, something's gay.
It's just
I can't escape it.
Noralities, just buy a Marvel comic. Just buy a Marvel comic. Everyone is gay in there.
Noralities,
just
buy open your fucking curtains.
She says,
just open your curtains and just fucking like go outside. You'll see so much gay stuff.
With this level, I think she goes on to say, with this level of Sakuga, which for those of you who aren't familiar, it's like. And when the animation in a show gets incredibly good, which normally is attributed to a key freelance art animator. So she's saying there aren't canonically queer romances in anime, and ones that look as good as Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, which I can also say that's not true. I mean, there are plenty of anime movies that look incredible.
And Yuri on Ice.
Her argument is there's not enough queer romances I can finger myself to in the cold, lonely evening. Right, cool, thank you. So this is really just what you get off to, and that's.
Yeah, but she's making like a similar argument to the thing she made in the Isekai video, where it's like, oh, there's not enough very specific thing that I want to have out there. It's like. Yes, you gotta look for it.
Yeah, there's not enough things that I can jack off to.
Yeah, specifically with all these things that I want to have, and I want the good animation, and I want all of the gay. It's like...
Yeah.
Look for it then.
In the Isekai video, when she said, there's not enough... It was basically, there weren't enough anime targeted towards girls.
Or women
came
or
out.
Yeah.
Girls or women, that people of her gender that came out in the winter 2019 anime season or whatever it was. She looked up one season of anime to look at the new shows that came out, and not enough of them were targeted at people of her gender, even though like even in shonen, like it's not all. She acts like it's all targeted towards her if it's targeted towards girls. Like,
yeah.
Like one of my friends is a woman, and she effing loves MHA, dude.
Look at Shonen Jump. I mean, I can't remember when they released these statistics, but this was when Naruto was still having their run, and it showed that more females read Naruto than men. And this is
wasn't that the same thing with One Piece too?
Exactly,
wasn't One Piece like 60% female or something?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go.
this really is getting to the point where it really is. There's not enough things for me to like of my fetish for me to watch, and I'm just like, girl, it's called the internet. I mean, you go on it enough with Twitter, you can find anything. I mean, people find love on there supposedly. So
she even, when she talked about how nothing was targeted towards her, she even, when she looked that season up, said there was this one thing, but it doesn't count because it was bad. So there's nothing. She literally said there's something, but it's nothing because it's not good enough for my taste.
Yeah, because she's such a. I'm going to say it. She's just such a cunt. So she really is just a fucking.
But
she's such a narcissist. That's it. She's just an intense narcissist, and that's it.
That's exactly like what I noticed as well. Like what she wants is like things like look like me or like does. Like
she wants like
I want every character to be a flat-chested, horrible, short crotch goblin that has no personalities, is unfunny, is ugly, so that I can feel good about myself.
And they are all gay.
Oh my god!
And they're all gay.
A leftist with no empathy. Perish the thought.
Perish the thought.
All right, let's keep
going.
Level of Sakuga. People can watch media that is problematic critically, and just because they watched it or liked some aspects of it does not inherently make them problematic in the same way, because...
Wait. The anime
you just don't want to be called out on your own bullshit.
The anime is problematic, and if it's critically analyzed, that doesn't make the person who's watching it problematic. What a fancy little way of describing people you dislike.
I freaking hate the way these people use the word problematic. They've overused it so much.
So besides the fact that problematic is a meaningless term, she basically just said you can like crap and not be a bad person because you like watching crap.
Yeah, you can like crap and not be a paedophile. Yeah, I know. Thank you for telling me that.
What a fucking verse that was.
Mrs. Paedophile.
What in heaven's name does problematic critically mean?
Well, it was used in philosophy
It means
texts.
not abiding by her ideology. Her made-up, self-defeating, self-contradictory ideology.
Right, when we talk
If you're
about...
not in support exactly about what she wants, you are problematic.
When we talk about criticizing philosophers, we're talking about very complicated ideas, so they don't know how to properly articulate the problems of, let's say, Hume explaining his 5 characteristics of aesthetics because he's not clear, he's not perfect. And compared to Kant or compared to Descartes, they have different takes. So one would say Hume's interpretation of Descartes is problematic because he's not figuring out his idea of forms or his concept of the perfect square or whatever. So you use that to explain an idea which is too complicated to explain by saying the word problem, because a problem is very simple. We have a problem in philosophy. It's like Zeno's paradox. It's very clear cut. But problematic is more complicated because there's a lot more attached to it. The difference is those are philosophical terms that you could point to, and we don't have to point to them every single time we disagree. Whereas these people don't know what the hell they're talking about, and they have all these jumble of ideas. They say, well, I don't like these things, and I don't want to list them. I'm going to call them problematic. And you're like, that's not the proper use of the term. You're just feeling things that you don't like. It's not very helpful.
It's just a weasel word.
But here's the thing. It's like it's almost like this like desire that everything they don't like, they want got rid of. I hate a lot of things, but I don't want it got rid of. I mean, I joke about burning every single copy of Harry Potter and genociding the entire cast crew and everyone involved with it. But I don't really mean it like seriously.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Do you know what I mean? It's a joke.
They do, and that's why they're so.
And it's just like it's so like you're just like so like edging away from them because they're like you've got to get rid of everything and everything involved in it, and it's like you said, just because you watch it doesn't mean you're problematic. When in reality you're saying you are problematic, I want to get rid of you as well. It's like okay, you like we've said, the only reason why she's even putting across like, oh, it doesn't mean you're bad is because she's not a great person, and she knows that she'll get called out with her own standards, and that's it. If she hadn't done the gay porn, oh yeah, she'd be calling for the whole thing to be cut off and destroyed, and everyone who watches it is a paedophile and blah 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 blah.
Well, we're getting to the 2-minute mark, so
and she's this is why people like her are indistinguishable from religious censorious zealots, because that's what she essentially is, and her lack of rationality, the whole self-contradictory crap. This is what I know I keep bringing it up, but this needs to be driven home. This is what Orwell described in Notes on Nationalism. She is nationalistic towards her ideology. It doesn't matter that it's completely contradictory, because it does not require. This is what makes it religious zeal. It does not require rationality in any way. It does not require a standard. The double standard is completely fine, because it works simply. What I like is good, what I don't like is bad. If you like what I don't like, then you are bad.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
All right, let's keep going.
That is not how humans work, and no media is perfect. But at the same time, you can't turn around and say that the people who are upset about the design of a child being sexualized are being too sensitive because they just don't get anime.
They don't get anime.
Yes, they fucking are.
Anime. They don't get anime.
They don't get anything because they're insane.
This doesn't say anything about not getting anime. Mm-hmm. Can we go to the comment before this?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
I can.
All I'm going to say is, as a person who is not the biggest, I don't like anime. Right, I'm not even going to lie about being the biggest fan. I don't like anime. It's not my favorite thing. Even I know these people don't get anime, because I still understand the enjoyment that people get out of it. I still understand the style, the ideas behind it, because it's a type of media. It's very easy to, understand how it's made, why it's made, and who it's catered to.
Well, this is the classic argument. You don't like it, don't watch. Like, this is don't like it, don't watch it. If you don't criticize it if you don't understand it. It's like, well, not only do I criticize it, I understand it enough to make arguments that are cogent based off reference and logic. Whereas she's just saying, look at this girl's big tits. That's so unbelievable. Like, they're magical dragons. They can look like whatever they like. Your argument is invalid.
She's even going like one step further. Like, she wants to change it, like even encourage people not to pursue these kind of
interesting
stylistic choices.
I was about
crazy.
Yeah, I was about to comment on that, because usually people like this, they say it would have been better if this happened, and she didn't really do that. She just sort of said, I don't like this because it has these elements, but I like these other elements. The thing is, the other elements she likes are sexual. They're all, here's a relationship which is gay. I like that because it's gay, not because it's
she
well
said
written.
The best part about the show is all the gay moments. That's the best part of the show.
Instead of saying
fetishism.
It's almost like she's got a bias.
Yeah, instead of saying this is a good romance, or this is a good drama, or a good comedy.
Yeah.
Since this is good gay.
It's good gay, yeah.
There's good character development. There's good plot development.
And we don't know why. We don't know why it's good gay. What makes this gay romance good? I have no idea. I don't even see it.
It's there. For her, the sole criteria to judge. For her, the sole criteria to judge whether it's good gay or not is whether it exists. If it exists, it's good. Because she can jog off to it. And what you said before, what you said before, sounds pretty much like the argument the SJWs love to use when their stuff is criticized. It's not made for you argument.
Maybe anime isn't for them.
However, yes, exactly. It's not made. Noralities. It's not made for you. The point, but the SJWs do not. It only goes one way. What the SJWs do when there is something that is not made for them within the realms of their ideology.
They want to change it, that it becomes like how they want it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well,
exactly. And they have to make it, and they have to change it to make it for them. And this is the absolute peak, the cherry on top of the iceberg, on the snow, on the iceberg of their narcissism.
Yeah,
I would say that it's. I mean, I don't have much of a problem with her looking at a show and saying I only enjoy, I guess, the gay parts, because I mean sometimes I go to a isekai or something and I find a lot of them bland, but maybe there's hot women in it and I'm just like, oh, I'm just gonna enjoy it for the sexy elf girls or sexy cat girls, and so that's kind of what my enjoyment that I take from the show. I don't really have anything critical to say about it. I just
degenerate.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, that's
but I mean, it's
part
like
of why
watching Monster Musume. What Monster
Yeah,
Musume
but the difference
fun,
is when you watch something just for like the girls in it, you don't say I want to change all the parts that I don't like, and they have to change because it's bad.
Of course not.
Yeah, but it's like me when I started watching JoJo with Bears and Mark. I didn't say it would be better if they did all this stuff. I'm like, no, I'm enjoying what's been put in front of me because that's what they wanted to show.
Exactly. Just chill, because it was the meaning of the thing that like have fun, like let's have some escapism, something that's away from the norm.
I don't enjoy.
I can say, well, these things are ridiculous in it, but I understand why they do it because it's a ridiculous show with ridiculous things. Yeah, I know I said ridiculous. I'm allowed to. I'm British. I unfortunately am the same nation as Tabernacle.
Everyone donate your chocolate oranges to Hawk.
Yeah. Yeah, well, no, because I'm the alpha Tabernacle. I'm
the alpha chocolate orange.
Yeah, he learned his history playing
chips for the Hawk.
Red Dead 2. That's how he learned his history.
I learned environmentalism from Red Dead 2. I have a degree in environmentalism.
Oh my god, that's the thing that makes me sad.
I watched Loki. I watched 2 episodes of Loki, and I completely hated it. So I stopped watching it. But I wouldn't go to the creators and say to them, like, no, you have to change all these things. I mean, they've made their decisions, and I hate them, but for me, I just will stop watching.
Yeah, me and my friends over the weekend, we binged through the show High Rise Invasion on Netflix. It's a new anime that came out based on manga. It's bad. It is really bad, but God, it is so batshit insanely bad that it's entertaining. And ironically enough, it has a lesbian couple as the main characters. And it's got plenty of blood and gore, so Hawk might like that. It's got guns and everything.
It's
also the tweet.
You're free to.
The tweet on the screen is completely correct, by the way.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's been a litmus test for me that if SJWs hate anime, then chances are it's probably good. Yeah, it's true. If SJWs hate something, it's absolutely true. It's 100% true.
We've seen it about other media. We've seen it about movies. We've seen it about video games.
Joker.
And in regards to
it also works in reverse because everything they say is really good is bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Completely.
100%. 100%. There is no. It is such a perfect test. It's like such a foolproof test. But then again, we are using fools. Yeah, but we are using fools for it. So yeah. It works every time.
There's a joke that. Sorry, Wisp.
One thing here is, if you really hate the creation of that someone made, or rather or in the case of Loki, the new iteration of something, because that's a big change of something that had been established, is you're free to write the creator, I hate your shit, here's why. That is not the same as demanding to change it. What the creator does with your criticism or with your disdain, that's up to the creator.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Ken will back me up on this one because this is a joke in the anime community. If Anime News Network hates an anime, it's probably good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is also true. Like with what was the one interspecies reviews with Funimation?
Right.
Yep. Yeah, Shield Hero too. They hated that, and it was actually really good.
Well, I would say that the reason why it's probably such a good litmus test as to the quality of the show is that their criticisms aren't based off how high the quality is of the show. It's simply based on how well it appeals to their, ideologies. It's not based on story or characters or anything like that. It's just how much does this movie agree with how we think.
That is true.
Yeah,
that is exactly
exactly
how it works. It's all about the criteria. And
the complaint is essentially this creation does not reflect our values and our ideology, and therefore it is good. It is of good quality for everyone who's sane.
It's kind of funny when you talk about interspecies reviewers, because that is about people being open about sex and prostitution and having a happy community that all accepts this. And I thought, being a liberal mindset, they would say this is a good thing. This is great. Everyone's sexually liberated. They can talk about things in an adult way, and it's cute and funny at the same time. Nope. The exact opposite. It's degenerate. It's disgusting.
It's literally an episode where all the guys turn into women because they want to experience what sex as a woman is like.
Yeah.
Like they should theoretically they should like this, but they don't.
Yeah, because that's their double thing.
Yep.
They would like it if it was ugly, if it was big mouth.
Well,
it's pretty girls.
That's actually funny because
that they're jealous of.
The first episode, the elf loves really old girls because he's an elf, because he lives longer. And there's this grandma-looking woman who's a human.
In the end, he likes her.
Yeah,
he likes her a lot because she's old.
Right.
Yeah, because she's experienced.
The elf doesn't understand why the humans like the female elves, because to him they're just old ladies.
Yep.
But human old ladies are they're ripe and young for him.
I'm so glad Right Stuff is putting it on Blu-ray.
Good stuff.
And that's making fun. That's also making fun of the whole 5,000-year-old young girl thing.
Right. It's funny stuff, and it's sexy. It's cute. It's embarrassing at times because some of the characters. And I'm glad it exists. It's not my bag, but I watched a few episodes. It's pretty funny. So I'd rather see more drama, but it's just basically an angel trying to get her halo back or something like that. And to do that, she needs sexual energy. I can't remember the plot.
It's I think it's a dude. It's just a trap character, but he has
it's doing the thing where the angels are hermaphrodites.
Right.
That's why.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Not a problem. We got 2 minutes left. This is when things go nuts. I'm assuming she's just going to ramble and nothing's going to happen, but I'm not sure. So let's keep going.
Because they just don't get anime. As an audience and as creators, we have to ask ourselves, what message is a piece of work sending out into the world? And how are people going to...
Communism
we do not have to ask ourselves that.
A creator
not every
Go ahead.
Piece of work has a message it's trying to send.
Yes, thank you.
A creator can do whatever they like and not think about the meta message or the meta narrative. They can just do what they want, throw it out there, call it a day.
I can literally
Why is the message with the gay porn? Why is the message with the gay porn? Really?
I can literally watch a piece of media and not give a shit about the message.
Hey, Wisp, what was that movie we just watched? What was it called?
Survive Cell 5+.
Okay, that's a Japanese movie. I don't know what the message is. It was a crazy, ridiculous movie. And it was stylistic like you would not believe. It was the funniest looking house I ever saw. And I was in awe.
Just one?
Well, there was many rooms in the movie, which I could not understand. And I don't understand what the movie was about. There was 5 perspectives and all these things happening. This woman who never die and all this other shit. And it was crazy. It was entertaining, but I'd never want to see it again because it's just nuts. So
I watch it every year. I always look for new victims to watch it with.
The message, I don't think there is one. I honestly don't think there is one.
No, there's no message there. Yeah. It's just.
No, I think the message is don't trust Germans.
But Hawk, it's not an anime. You can watch it.
Germans like beer, so if they provide beer and they say, "Let's watch this crazy movie,"
the message is Wisp did a Sturzflug on the 2 towers.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh my god.
By Wikipedia.
Wikipedia says so.
Did you actually edit Wikipedia?
No, it was just HTML editing. You can't do that with any browser.
I know, but
Anyway, there was no message in the film. There's lots of stories in Japanese culture where you sit there for a good 10, even in anime, 10, 20 seconds where nothing happens. Go watch the first few episodes of Neon Genesis, and Shinji's just standing there in the middle of the road, and it's like, what's going on? Nothing. What's the message? There is none.
Hey, what's the message of Monster Musume?
Oh no, that I can.
The message
I will argue that is a
Musume.
stylistic choice to depict to you that Shinji's life is dreary and boring.
Okay.
The message of Monster Musume is that men have to control their libido when they're surrounded by really hot women.
Yeah, but to expand on that, that is not a political or moral or message or anything like that. That is just story trying to give you through the atmosphere, getting you into the mood for the character that is contained within the story. That's not preaching something.
Sure.
She's talking about preaching something.
Yeah, like that's when I talk about media in general or stories in general, I'm talking the focus or the function of these things are to entertain you firstly, and secondarily to teach something. And that lesson could be how to fry eggs, or it could be nice to your neighbors because everyone's got a hard lot in life. So there's all kinds of messages you could put in something, but that's not what the writer does. The writer's not thinking, I'm going to throw in this story of a neighbor of mine who's got, I don't know, couldn't make a rental payment, and I got to help him out for a bit. And therefore the message will be, help your neighbor when they're in need. No, it's not what I'm thinking when I'm writing. I'm just writing a story about how sad it is and how painful it is and how embarrassing it is to lose your livelihood or whatever, and the problems you have to go through. And right at the last moment, I'll have someone help them out. Just to put a happy smile on everyone's face at the end. There's reasons why we create drama and do so in a way, and not bog down the audience with a soapbox moment. You don't want to do that.
Even if deep thematic message behind Fist of the North Star.
Well, even if an author doesn't think that he's, or maybe didn't even think about putting some kind of message into his story or film or what have you, someone will always derive some kind of meaning from it.
And it
just depends on the individual.
And that's on a normal level. We're not even talking about on an interpretive metaphorical level or a meta narrative where it's absolutely anyone's game. Oh, I see the strength of women in this little girl who's striving against her cricket pet who's jumping at her, and she's running away, and she's strong and brave. And like, what? No. It's just a cricket. It's just teasing her.
But Alfred Hitchcock gave explanations at the beginning of his movies. So he's giving a message, which is also, again, not true because it's just about what is happening in the movie. It's self-contained.
He's trying to be
it's the exploration of an issue. It's not a preaching.
He was more of a showman than we think. He was very dramatic while being British, while being very trying to appear as the good boy when in reality he was the bad boy. So.
Yeah. And one last example about that is how SJWs write science fiction, which we see in STV. That's preachy bullshit again, and how Seth MacFarlane wrote The Orville, which is you can't say it's a parody, or it's his pet project to feel Star Trek, but it is actually doing Star Trek and science fiction better than the official franchise is doing right now, because it is not preaching, and it often leaves the end of the episode open to interpretation what the future will be. They just leave the place and leave you with, well, okay, so this happened on this planet, this is that society, this is how it works, and we just got out of the dangerous thing. What these people will do, whether they will learn something or not, in which direction they will develop, it's completely open.
Yeah, I would argue the SJW mindset is almost antithetical to inductive logic to predict the future or science fiction or any kind of technology. They do not have that capacity to think logically and say, oh, A to B to C, perhaps F, perhaps G, and with any accuracy of any concept of understanding of science and creativity, it's just I can't see those two things connecting at all.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, arguably, STD isn't even science fiction.
Yeah, it is.
It's science fact, because women get shit done, yo.
That's like, the power of math.
Sure, it's in the Star Trek universe and everything, but, like, they don't explore any kind of
thing, yeah.
Any kind of, like, you know, there's no, what's this new world? Because that was a lot of the old Star Trek. They would find a new world.
Yeah.
And they would run into a problem and they would solve it. Yeah. It would be something, it would either be a philosophical, ideological discussion, or it would be some kind of problem they would have to overcome through application of technology. There would be questions of ethics. There would be questions of perspective, all this stuff. Discovery is not that.
Yeah.
Discovery is like it's supposed to be like a grand sweeping adventure story.
Yeah, what you're describing what science fiction actually is, the exploration of ideas. And but STD is more like what some people call science fantasy, which is more like Star Wars. But even then, Star Wars is even more science fiction than STD. Because for one, it stays consistent, it is not preachy bullshit, and it still explores some ideas. Until, of course, the Disney era comes along.
Yeah, even if those ideas are less
sophisticated,
scientific and technological, and more kind of mystic,
ideological.
Yeah, mystical kind of, you know, philosophy and such. But yeah, like, and that's kind of what it is. That's the delineation, really, is. And you, like, we've been talking about how that one comment about how if they don't like something, it's a sign it's probably good. All you need to do to prove that is look at what those types of people hold up as good, and look at the heroes of those stories, and how abhorrent they are.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, guys.
Like, I know the EFAT boys say this about Batwoman all the time, but, like, it's not just Batwoman. A lot of the stories that they hold up as, like, really great storytelling, the main characters are just terrible people.
All right.
And the problem is, see, like, in Joker, for example, Arthur is not a good person. And it's all about his descent into villainy, and he is a villain by the end, but he's supposed to be.
Yeah, the story doesn't say that he's a good person. The story just says here is why he's doing these things.
Yeah, and in a lot of stories that they will hold up as being great, the main character will be a horrible person in a similar way, only the narrative won't act like it.
Yeah, the narrative will say they are actually a good person.
Like
Cruella. The Cruella movie is a perfect example of that. Because at the end she comes across as she is the triumphant hero with the bright future, while Joker is obviously a villain.
Yeah, and Cruella is never good throughout that movie. She's never a good person who keeps, like, being forced into worse and worse situations. She's a bad person from the word go.
She's like the power fantasy of a narcissistic borderline girl.
How to waste your Emma Stone.
Always do the bad thing, always get away with it, always do what serves you, and be an emotional twat.
Yeah, she
and at the end be a rich, super powerful, whatever.
All right, guys.
Yeah, she's the girls who used to post on Facebook about how Harley Quinn was so them.
All right. All right, let's keep going. We got 2 minutes left. This is the crazier part. I got to go with the stream memes as well. It will take some time, I imagine.
Cruella is the kind of person who would have on her Facebook quotes that Marilyn Monroe quote about, whatever. If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best.
Yeah.
She would have that on her Facebook and her Instagram.
Yeah, it's always nice to fall in love with a drug addicted prostitute. It's fantastic. Anyway, let's continue.
Let's get through this.
Respond. And if your story invites predators in and makes a space where they might feel validated, maybe you should assess yourself and consider making some changes.
To what?
That's why we don't want you in our stuff.
Here's a better idea. Here's a better idea. No.
Yeah. I can't control.
The creator is not responsible for the actions of the fans, ever, period. Blanket statement. The creator is not responsible for the actions of the fans.
Yeah. Also, I'm not responsible for the actions of the fans. If I'm a fan of something, I'm not responsible for the actions of other fans. I'm responsible for my own actions.
Right.
Yeah.
She's basically saying video games cause violence without saying it.
But this is even sillier. This is the whole Hitler drank water thing. It's like, of course there's gonna be bad people that watch this, of course.
This is the if Jordan Peterson's ideas can be seamlessly put into the mouth of a Nazi, maybe he needs to reassess his ideas after the whole thing with the Red Skull. That's what it is. Where they will accuse you of something.
Yeah, after it's already happened. It's like
they will accuse you of something. They will assign I talk about this a lot. They assign a motive, they assign some kind of fault to you, and then condemn you and expect you to change based on the motive you've been assigned by them.
Yeah, they make up shit about you. Most of it is projection. That is things they are guilty of themselves. And then they will expect you to apologize for having been abused by them and wanting to submit to them. That you submit to them. That's what they want all the time.
It's always
they want to break you. And if they can't, they will humiliate you. And the breaking is also a humiliation. Because you will never get rid of that taint if you ever bow your head to that bullshit. That's why you must never apologize to these people. Because it would be a lie. The apology itself would be a distortion of truth and reality.
Let's keep going. This is a dumb...
Yes, do not apologize.
This is a dumb statement she made. Let's just please keep going.
Being said, I don't think I'm going to partake in season 2 of Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. And also, to everyone watching this who managed to get this far, this is not an excuse to go out and dox people on Twitter over their opinion on an anime. Like, please do not dox anyone, not just because doxing is horrible in and of itself, but when you try and attack people who engage in fictional media that depicts sensitive topics...
like yourself, this is literally...
Like I said,
this is literally her... Please don't dox me for drawing underage gay porn. Please don't. Please,
this is the get out of jail free card. But of course, even if that did happen, it wouldn't be her fault because she didn't tell him to do it. And a creator is not responsible for the actions of their fans.
Right. Is the Bills responsible for Mark David Chapman doing that thing to John Lennon?
Is Jodie Foster responsible for the assassination attempt on Ronald Reagan?
Why even mention this? Like, this is what I don't understand. Every time you hear these people...
Because she's protecting herself.
She's trying to cover her own ass.
Yeah.
She's saying, please don't dox me because I make the gay porn with the kids.
Oh, that's what she's trying to say.
And not just that, it's because if anybody did get I don't want to use their language. If people argued with people about this on Twitter and used her video, it would reflect badly on her, so she has to say don't do it.
So please don't bother me, because I haven't.
See, I don't even accept the premise that people yelling at you on Twitter is harassment to begin with. But
yeah, it's just screechers.
But that's what this is. That's she wants to say, look, I told them not to do it. And yeah, it's good. It is good to tell them not to do it. Although, again, I don't consider it harassment, and it wouldn't be her fault anyway, unless she directly ordered them to do it. The only time you're responsible, I'm changing my blanket statement, you're responsible for the actions of your fans if you directly tell them to do something.
When you give orders, when you're imperative.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
that is. I would therefore disagree with you if her creations are propaganda that tells the audience to do certain things, hate certain things that are innocuous. Then she is responsible for that because she created something that incites this kind of violence.
Okay, I can see what you're saying. And yeah, I'm going to retract my absolute and make it into a more generalized statement that has exceptions. For the most part, you are not responsible for the actions of your fans.
Unless those actions are due to what you have wanted them to do.
If you directed them to do something, it's different than if they're just your fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
I will say, this person,
you are not responsible for who your fans are.
That's a good one.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep going.
All right, let's keep going.
Like or pedophilia, you are minimizing the problem of actual real-world abuse and pedophilia.
Like you are doing.
Which is why
like you've
I'm
been
not
doing
even
for
really that upset about
20 minutes.
but it's easier to explain some of these problems in the context around her design and not the things that I can't even address because they are infinitely more upset.
Right.
No,
so I'm just going to pause so people can have their talk. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
there's no issue.
I'm trying to let the video run.
Sorry for cutting y'all off.
Oh, well, I'm trying to listen to what she's saying, and people are talking, and it's a bit.
Can we roll it back?
I'd like to hear what people say. Sorry, no, I'm not going to go. Yeah.
I just wanted to say one thing. I do not think either she does not understand how actual pedophiles work, or she is trying to distract from her own shit. Because as far as I'm aware, pedophiles don't care about tits. Yeah. They're rather in the way for them. Pedophiles are into underdeveloped humans.
I'm also going to say this. All the pedophiles that have been ever arrested were never arrested because they had animated children.
Yes, that's actually something
but she will bring that up in the next video.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Right.
But yeah, Hawk
she lies about it, but she will bring it up.
Yeah, she lies about it.
Hawk made a really intelligent point because it's so true. Like, none of them are ever arrested because they watched, like, some anime. It's because they have actual CP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's not just like they've had 1 or 2 CP. It's like they've had 2 or 3 computers full of child porn.
All of them, yes.
Right. I mean, there have been some cases where they have both, but the point still stands. They still had the real thing.
Yeah, but they don't get arrested for the anime. They get arrested because they have the CP.
Yeah. So,
and in fact, the most famous case of
they've actually committed, rape of a child as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's all this thing. It's never because you've got a picture of a dragging girl on your computer. I guess
no one ever got arrested for that. Like, that never happened.
No.
And the most famous case of someone in the anime industry being arrested for CP was, again, real CP, not drawn, and he was not someone who drew anything. I mean, any of that.
Are you talking about the Rurouni Kenshin author?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
Another Gunnerman.
Right.
Like all of these people had actual CP. None of them got arrested because they watched fucking Dragon Maid.
Like that's insane to think that.
Some of these problems in the context around her design, and not the things that I can't even address because they are infinitely more upsetting. Like, there are still people out there making lengthy video essays about Rurouni Kenshin and how it's a masterpiece, when in 2017 the author was charged for the possession of child.
Like, it's entirely separate from like.
And confessed to being attracted to 10 to
one press at a time with the pause. Right, we're paused.
Sorry. This is the thing.
It happened like 20 years after Kenshin was done, wasn't it? Like,
yeah, but this is what we briefly brought up. She's gonna bring that up in the next video. This is like exactly the stupid thing, because from her perspective, because the author had CP, you now cannot like the anime anymore. That's her view.
That's literally what she says.
Yeah, remember this point for whenever she if she ever should bring up any open pro-socialist points, because that would dismiss most of the socialist, the modern socialist philosophers and founders, because they were all pedophiles.
You know what this sounds like?
Imagine if she brings up Foucault or something, and you're like, well, I guess we have to disregard his opinion.
This sounds like she's treating the past experiences like with an old boyfriend or something, and trying to justify breaking up with him or whatever. Yes. Oh, he was really a pervert. It wasn't a good relationship anyway. It's like, you loved him, you wanted to live with him, you wanted to share your life with him. It's like, it's this weird post justification. It's like it's a piece of art.
It's like her entire closing argument here plays into the next video, where it's like she cannot understand why people are saying that Rurouni Kenshin is still good. She's like, oh, but he had CP. Why can you say that it's still good?
Yeah,
by that logic, we can't say that.
Two separate things, but she doesn't understand that. But she associates the creator directly with what you're watching.
It's cool,
which is why she doesn't watch Dragon Maid anymore, because she thinks that the author makes CP.
She cannot separate the art from the artist.
Like, that's also why Rosemary's Baby is a great movie.
That's also why she brings up J.K. Rowling. That's why she brings up J.K. Rowling too.
So by that logic, if she can't separate the art from the artist, then I am 100% correct in saying that she is a paedophile, because she enjoys creating pretty much child porn of boys having sex with other boys.
Yes,
she completely shot
by her own standards. By her own standards, you cannot watch her videos.
By her own standards. She is a paedophile. So this video has really come down to her literally saying, hello everybody, I'm a paedophile. I'm going to tell you how these other people are paedophiles, because as a paedophile, I should know what a paedophile is like.
And she very pointedly does not address comments about it.
She didn't shoot herself in the foot, she blew her entire leg off.
She didn't blow her leg off. She stood on a landmine. Like, she splattered 200 foot in the air.
I was thinking more like Wile E. Coyote when he lights the cannon, and the cannon just rotates back to his head, blows his head off.
Perfect. But back again to Kenshin. Like, there's not a single reference to pedophilia in that art.
Something happened with...
Look at the picture on screen. She has something about pornography on the screen now. Like, what?
CP.
Yeah, it's a story. It's a story about him getting arrested.
This is like the last minute of the video, and she's just like, "Oh, here I have the Wikipedia of CP." It's like,
she dropped the ball.
But at this point, if she's arguing that you can't, or she's making the same comparison to Rurouni Kenshin or hentai and CP, then she essentially can't watch any anime really, because at the point in time when they made the ban on anyone owning actual child pornography in Japan in 2014, many manga publishers and manga creators, plenty of them came out. One notably, Ken Akamatsu, the creator of Love Hina, came out and spoke that they don't want them to put a damper on their creative freedom. So it's because all these creators fought back against the law, because they were going to put the same ban on like anime and manga, and that way they would. Yes.
Yeah, I've just read the Wikipedia article here about it, and nowhere does it mention that he was done because he had child hentai or child cartoon things and everything like that. It's because he actually had child pornography.
Exactly.
So
it's literally the thing that you said. Like, no one gets arrested because they had like a fucking lolly anime or something. It's because they have actual CP.
Yeah.
Well, I always tell a story of Salinger, who loved younger girls and all the weird nature of that, but he made fantastic pieces of fiction. So I didn't care.
This is girls in their early teens. Listen, I'm not making any defense for it. It's still child porn, but it's like, as I've been told, what is it? The age of consent is in some places 14 in Japan, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, it depends on where you're at.
Yeah, depends on where you're at. So early teens is 13, 14, 15, and late teens is 17, 18, 19, if we're going by that, because there's not many teenage years when you think about it. So in some places, looking at a 14-year-old and 15-year-olds wouldn't be seen as...
Well, I think even in the places where it's lower, it's only like you can only consent to sex with people with kids around your own age. Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. What I'm saying is it's in a different country, a different culture. This is a really bad argument. It really makes me sound like I'm supporting it, but I'm not. But what I'm saying is she's bringing this up, and as someone who, Noralities, I don't think, as someone who's not been outside of her own fucking bedroom since probably 2008, I think it's very hypocritical for her to be to be saying this, because
anime goes by Japanese standards, not by her weird Western standards. Yep. It's not even Western standards, it's just her personal, even more insane standards.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, at the end of the day, he's got caught because it's actual real young teenagers on it. It's not because they're drawn, and it's just like, at the end of the day, that's the law. So he's being punished by their law. So why stop his?
And with the age of consent in Japan being so low, we can be sure that it's actual child porn and not just some weird look-alike age issue where it's a 17-year-old that looks fully developed but is classified as child porn because it's underage, but actual underdeveloped young human beings.
That's what I was trying to get at. It's more the fact that it's such a weird thing to bring up, because it has nothing to do with anime, apart from the fact that the person created an anime, and
that's her point. Is he is a pedo, and so you can't like Rurouni Kenshin anymore because the guy who made it is a pedo.
That's stupid.
Yeah, because so that's a stupid argument. And like I say, I've just read through what was.
It's the cooties argument that I explained about the SJWs playing Nazi cooties with everything. They do that with other things as well. So the
worst thing about Cuties is they liked it. They called it like.
No, I'm not talking about the movie Cuties. I'm talking about the child game.
The game.
Oh, cooties.
Cooties,
not cooties.
Where you have the disease, the magical disease or something, and if you touch something, that has it now. And the next kid that touches it has it now as well. Yeah, it's a disease game. It's a disgust game, and I describe that as what they do because in Germany, our kids play the same game, but they don't have a name for it. But they play Nazi. The SJWs, the socialists, play Nazi cooties. Mm-hmm. And they play it with all the other things as well, with the racism, the sexism, and what we see here. And if you have it, if they say you have it, then you can't be interacted with anymore, and nothing you ever touched, nothing you ever created can be interacted with anymore, or you will get the cooties as well.
Yeah, it's like a scarlet letter in that regard.
Yes. Yeah, it's guilt of association on steroids.
I'll say this: Nobuhiro Watsuki made one of the greatest manga of all time, and he should be in jail for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yes.
All right.
There we go.
15-year-old girls. And he wasn't fired. And he was allowed to keep publishing his manga because it makes money. Like, you can't ignore that. And I can't make a video explaining.
People keep selling Foucault's books. People keep selling loads of socialist books when they've been clearly found out to be paedophiles. What? Shut the fuck up. Shut your fucking mouth, you stupid woman. And I'm just going to finish that. I'm just done with this fucking cunt. So
in Surviving Mars, they put quotes of Friedrich Engels for some insane reason. That man was a pedophile. Why is that in there?
Or Karl Marx being like complete racist, like he referred to like his African colleague as like I want to say, but like he was writing that letter to Engels.
He called him H.P. Lovecraft's cat.
Worse. He was calling him a Jewish H.P. Lovecraft's cat.
Well, how does that work?
I don't know.
That's I didn't expect that
in the
one.
process of learning the language. But
I wasn't aware of that one. I should read more. I should read more Marx.
I just want the day. I just want the day for when like the police do raid her house and like arrest her for shit because
they find CP.
They're gonna find like 8 terabytes of My Hero Academia.
Eventually, she tries to come out with before she gets like sentenced with a video going. Still buy my stuff because we shouldn't really like say that people that have been done for bad things should get punished by not being able to get a job. I'm like, no, rot in hell.
I am all for holding them to their own standards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, like I said, it's all well and good that we can say that. If we told her this, she wouldn't care. Because, again, it's like I've said many times, they know they're hypocrites. They do not care. It does not matter to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Here is
and
Alex.
It's only until they get punished that it will matter to them.
Here is Alex Halo. He was fired and jailed, served time, and now is out. Oh.
Oh, so she's lying again.
What are the odds, eh?
She just read the news up until the point that it where it serves her and then didn't follow any updates.
Yeah, probably.
That's usually.
I mean,
picking information as usual. Why not?
From what I know from the third video, when she like puts up a lot of articles on the screen, she doesn't even read them because a lot of the articles disprove what she says or don't even talk about what she's saying at the moment.
Yeah. Sure. What I believe like how she works is that like she gets like all this information from Tumblr. And like she just like copies the synopsis.
She just
someone else like
copies it and puts it in the video. She hasn't even read it.
Yeah, she doesn't think. She doesn't think because like these are like the kind of claims that you can't really make if you want to be taken seriously.
Based on this ending segment and what I know from the third video, this will be quite a interesting third video whenever we do that.
Oh, this fucking thing came out of nowhere. By the way, that third video is like 46 minutes long.
Oh yeah, it's super long. Whoever put it on the suggestion channel, I don't remember who it was. I want them banned from the server.
Well, there is a problem with the suggestions that they vote on a video or creator we just covered a week ago. It's like, guys, it's too soon. It's way too soon.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like
please,
guys,
can we get
wait
zone?
for the third video.
Yeah,
How long has it been
please.
since we covered the Isekai video? Like a month?
Yeah, we need cooldown.
Yes.
all right. Anyway, we got
Unfortunately,
This
that
is more
one is
advanced
the
than
last
Mega
one.
Man Fish video.
And
got-
complete side issue. I cannot get over the fact that she keeps on repeating that she's been to an art school, and look how she's drawing the clothes here. All she ever did was focus a little bit on drawing faces, and that's it. Everything else is complete and utter beginner crap shit.
Oh god, I just noticed the clothes. It's like head dog.
It's the most simplistic.
A few lines.
Well, the collar is crooked.
She's not even trying.
Like her
No,
bringing up
she's
her
going
art.
for this like beginner vibe. That's like what I get
Oh,
from
no,
this video.
Which,
Because, like,
I can clearly say this Noralities is very trying. Yeah, she is very trying. Yeah,
That's just it. I think
good
she
work.
is trying, but yeah.
Anyways, let's
It
finish
looks
this.
awful.
Let's
And
go.
Can I just say, like,
Finish this and go home.
Let's go.
the rant
Yes.
Sona thing is so like this was old years ago. Having a rant Sona in your videos. This was old when Dishonored Wolf was doing it. So,
Okay.
which is not a shot against him. It's just
He was at least funny and sharp.
yeah, he had wit.
It was making sense.
There's like 20 seconds left.
he wasn't drawing underage gay porn, so let's
All right.
Explaining why that is a bad thing because it is so obviously a bad thing that no one in their right mind would try
Shut
to
the
defend
fuck up.
it.
And making money is a bad thing, guys. Even after you've got out of jail.
No,
Fucking
I mean,
commie.
it's like being a pedophile is bad. I think everybody can agree with that.
Yeah, but like this is
But
like
that
Western
doesn't mean you-
mindset.
Well,
Like
except
like
California.
liking talking about Japan.
You don't have to stop liking Rurouni
I don't
Kenshin
want to
because
hear
the creator's a
what's-
bad person.
I don't want
California
to
disagrees
hear
with you,
about-
Axelot.
I don't want to hear about what's obviously bad from a person like her.
Yeah, this is the definitive samurai anime I could think of, and to not criticize it or appreciate it is just bizarre.
It's still it's like a landmark of anime.
Yeah, like those
Like I said, one of the
OVAs, they still stand up. And
Samurai
they
X is
haven't aged.
amazing, dude.
Yes.
Like it is a watershed anime. It's like it's on the level of like Fist of the North Star. These are not it is not like some podunk 12 episode thing that was a one and done. This was an important part of anime history. And yes, the creator is a terrible person. Roman Polanski is a terrible person.
Mm-hmm.
He still made good movies. And I can think he's abhorrent and still think his movies were good.
Amber Heard's a horrible person, and she still gets to work. So I'm just not listening to these cunts anymore. So
She probably supports Amber Heard.
yeah, probably.
All right, 10
Brie
seconds.
Larson's a massive bitch and is a horrible
10
person.
seconds.
But she's still Captain Marvel. 10 seconds, really?
Yes.
Shit.
Let's go.
Yep.
Shit.
Seconds left.
Go.
And if you continue to monetarily support his work while knowing what he's done, you are supporting his actions in at least a small
Shut the
way.
fuck up.
Are you kidding me? This is her argument?
You are not.
If
is the
someone makes a video essay about Rurouni Kenshin, you like how the one that's on screen right now is 25 views?
Yeah.
If Rurouni Kenshin, if you're making a video essay about Rurouni Kenshin, the creator is not making any money.
Guys, if you
This-
talk
isn't
about Rurouni
this-
Kenshin, you're supporting the creator, and he's a pedophile. You're a horrible person.
Isn't this the same argument that Mother's Basement made?
Yes.
Yes.
With the
yeah,
whole,
yeah.
oh,
She
if
went
you
full Mother's
support the
Basement in the
creator.
last minute.
Didn't she at least
Yeah.
say monetary?
Went almost
She
basement
did
in
say
the last 10
monetarily.
seconds.
She said monetarily, but people making video essays that get 25 views about Rurouni Kenshin are not financially supporting the author of Rurouni Kenshin.
I think she's not even talking about just the essay. She's talking about like watching it.
I think she's talking about buying the manga and
she's lumping it all together.
You know, but if you buy the stuff, you're not just giving money to him. You're giving money to all the other people who worked on it.
Yeah,
on the anime and all the other stuff.
You're giving money to the publishers and such.
Yeah.
And also,
1 second.
Yes.
1 second.
One.
There's 1 second. Wait, that was the end. Like it just.
She just ends it on that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
that's
if
not
you
the
keep
ending
watching,
of a video.
If you keep watching Rurouni Kenshin, you're a bad person. By the way, bye. It's
that's not the ending of a video. That's like after that you would say, "Thanks for watching, guys.
By the way,
remember to smash that like button, and don't forget to click the link below to get your."
I'm sorry to interrupt, but like apparently, like she removed all the
Shadow Legends.
Yes, that's something we already mentioned. Like when the third video came out, she deleted all the gay porn from her Tumblr.
Damn.
Yes, and she specifically ignores any comments asking her about it, which I will spoil a bit of the next video, which we've done already. By her own sliding scale of whether you can cancel someone or not, she would be able to be canceled.
I'm actually not sure why she did. The video, at least originally, didn't just end there. She must have cut out the rest at some point.
It's by her own stand, but by all we know,
there was more to it.
No one should buy anything from her.
Yeah.
So Tuna, does this like continue directly into the next video, or
no?
Does it not end here?
It does. I can't exactly remember what it was that she said next, but this didn't end the way that it did. Like she must have edited it in the YouTube editor and then cut out some parts of it. I'm not sure why, because I know that at least there's a part where she has like an end card or something like that, and she talks about support me here, and everything.
Interesting.
Oh, it probably linked to her Tumblr and her Instagram where she got in trouble.
Oh, that's why, because it linked to her gay porn, so she had to edit it out.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised.
All right, we're in Stream Memes.
Don't forget to smash that like button.
Here we go.
And click the link for 3 free months of NordVPN.
Hawk is lying about the Blackwater money. Okay, let's talk more later.
Oh my god, Eric, fuck off! I've already explained why I'm right about that. Get over it, you lost. Your arguments were poor, you should feel bad.
Anyway.
How long have you guys been going on about that stupid Blackwater money? It's been like 2 weeks. Eric, you need to get over it.
Yeah. 2 months ago, I answered it. He asked me again 2 weeks ago. I copied and pasted my original answer. He keeps asking me for the answer again.
All right. Here is Lal, Virgin Californian art philosopher. Oh, don't even go that far, man. Philosopher? Are you kidding me? Chad Japanese, I do what I want. Yeah, that's pretty good.
By that definition, I'm a philosopher because I talked life issues with my college roommate at 2:00 in the morning, like any good undergraduate student does at some point or other.
Eric again. She's designed to look like a child. That is why she is sexy. Yeah. Oh.
Ugh.
Yeah. That one's great.
On that picture from her video?
Is she from California?
The latest one.
That's her new profile picture.
Why don't her glasses have a bridge?
Because she's stupid.
It looks like she has bubbles over her eyes.
Yeah.
She given up on the structure.
She gave up on drawing.
Instead of having bubbles over her eyes, she should have a pillow over her face.
Here's Mark's. Thanks, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Great
Thanks,
stuff.
Mark. Very cool.
You're welcome.
Sir Exelot, Jotaro, age 17. Kagami, age 17. Kevin, age 17. Wow. It's like they're different artists or something. Comments on our video. Okay, these are not memes, but I'm still going to read them because they're kind of fascinating. If we can all recognize that a genderless robot Wally is coded as male and Eve is coded female, then I don't understand why it's so difficult to see that a certain character might be coded as a child.
Because coding is a dumb concept.
You're robots.
One says that they're coded.
I've seen people argue that. I've seen people argue that that they're not, that it's a queer romance because they're not male and female. I think they're not coded as male and female. Wally is a man's name and Eve is a woman's name.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And
just as simple.
Yeah.
All right. The biggest problem I have with the character designs is how they try to push sexualized designs as simply cute or moe without recognizing a difference between them. I probably didn't word this well, but I hope it's understandable. Either way, it's nice to hear someone talk about it in a non-Twitter baby rage type of way, aka using facts and logic.
None of that.
Point of order, Nora Valkyrie. Who is they?
There's literally no facts and logic in this video.
Who is they? Is they people defending the character design? Is they the character designer?
They is the boogeyman.
Is
whoever
they,
I want they to be.
Is they Noralities because she goes by she, her, or they, them?
Actually, that would be accurate.
The problem isn't that Timmy can't read. The problem isn't that Timmy can't think. The problem is that Timmy mistakes his feelings for thinking.
Here we go. Some of you are missing the point. It's not that child-coded characters are the problem. It's sexualized ones without definitive adultness.
Some of you are missing the point. It's not this word salad. It's this other word salad.
Mm-hmm. And with the Wally Eve thing, they are these characters are designed with archetypes in mind.
I'm sorry.
The whole romance works along this the human courtship thing.
There are facts or people, girls that they develop breasts very early on and before puberty. This does happen. It's extremely rare, but it is true. But on average,
well, if it's before puberty, then I forgot the name. That is a disorder that will also lead to very ugly tears. That is something that needs to be treated.
Oh yes, this is a thing, but it has been known. But when I look at an anime or manga and it tells me their age and it shows their proportions, I'm like, no, that's just a woman. That makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say definitive adultness, I go curves. What more do I need?
Yeah, but the moment it's a 16 or 17-year-old, girl can look any way.
Right.
It's all possible.
As a short woman, thank you for saying that short adults are not the same thing as literal children.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's like that, isn't it?
This got 7.7k likes.
That's crazy. Wow. It's too bad no one has ever said that except people on your side.
Yep.
It's like she made the stupid short people, tall people thing in the middle out of nowhere. Like no one else has ever said this.
Dumb.
Also,
we were so surprised by that. It was just like,
yeah, because it was so dumb.
I'm like, so tired of people who start their comments with "as a whatever." It's like, I don't know. That's one of those things I have a hard time articulating exactly why I can't stand it, but I can't stand it.
Because it's filler. It's absolutely
It's because they're tokenizing themselves.
It's they're trying to give their argument more credence by saying, I actually know what it's like. And
it's like I am X, therefore... Therefore, I can say that the thing that this person said is correct because I am the thing that she mentioned.
Yeah, and they force non-SJWs into mentioning these things as well in order to have a better chance to bring a counter argument or a counter position against the SJWs, but then it doesn't count what you are because they just dismiss you as having the wrong opinion.
Yeah, it's like it forces you to also say what you are just so they even listen, and then they don't even listen in the first place.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it's a kind of a quasi appeal to authority, like appeal to self-authority kind of thing.
Here is lol. If child-coded equals children, Baby Yoda, Kana, etc., everyone can get a turn on Bone Druid's wild elevator ride.
Oh, God, no.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
You don't want to know.
Anyway.
Sure.
Just you don't want to know.
Here's Eric. Then proceeds to yell grape. I have a degree, wanna fuck. What? Here's Gorgeous Rex. Gorgeous Rex. Uniforms are a common fetish, so this is clearly the problematic sexualization of a child-coded character. That's Tanya the Evil, I think.
Yep.
Haha, cycle girl shoot frogs. Yeah. Gotta love your isekai. Here's Lol again. Version Photoshop editing autism. Yeah. Chad character trait autism.
Takashi Obata is a great artist.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Good stuff.
He's got another manga about making manga. It's really good.
Bakuman.
Right?
Oh, that's cool. Here's Eric again. Tumblr comments. Oh no. Holy shit! This anti-tuber channel is really
Anti-tuber.
Anti-tuber. I said anti-tuber. This is exactly how I feel about the sexism and fan service in isekai. Oh my god. I really like seeing anime criticism that isn't just about plot holes. What a breath of fresh air. Here's hoping there's more channels like this to come without all those channels being dogpiled and mass reported by men whose entire personality is defending anime from criticism. Okay.
Yeah, illegitimate criticism.
Insane projecting narcissist.
Wow.
Never forget. Never let her live down.
Look at the text. Look at the text. I hate anime is the tag.
Well, it's more of a love-hate relationship. No, you hate anime. It makes you seethe that men like something.
That isn't you.
White cis het males, of course.
But. Never let Noralities live it down that she said that the male power fantasy is having a supportive girlfriend.
Dude, that pissed me off so
Never
bad.
let her live that down. Because the rest of her videos... You notice I'm not
so angry at the end.
Yeah, you notice I'm not bullshit. No matter what, I have not been angry at any point in this video, and I was not angry at any point in the Isekai video, and I wasn't really angry at any point in the cancel culture video, except when she said that the male power fantasy is having a girlfriend who supports you when you're... Because that... more than anything, is telling about exactly where her thought process is. That one little statement, without needing to say it out loud, gave away that she has an unabashed hatred for men.
Yeah, never let her live
and
it
that
down.
In that video, she venerated Rem for the exact same thing that she condemned Subaru for doing.
Right, and I assume...
Which is having emotionally spilling his true feelings and fears and self-doubt and hopes that he can't achieve.
You can only
never let her live it down that she explicitly said that like men don't deserve like any help when they're at the low point. Because they need to think about how the women feel.
Well, it's true. You can paint Subaru as that kind of person if you want, with how she cut her video. Yeah. That's the point. She removed all the
even then it doesn't work.
Okay, here's Go Watch.
From what I remember what we watched.
She's gay, makes good art, and needs more subs. In addition to this video essay about her experience watching and being alienated by that fucking bullshit TM in anime, I also recommend her Why Revolutionary Girl Utena is amazing video.
I don't think she's gay.
But
I don't think she's gay. If she was a lesbian, she wouldn't draw homosexual teens, male homosexual teens. So she can't be a lesbian.
She might be bisexual.
Probably.
Also, she wouldn't be too bothered about short people going with tall people because unless she's really attracted to 7 foot tall women, she's not going to have much difficulties getting, there's not much height difference between a lot of women.
She also wouldn't be so bothered by the unrealistic proportions of the anime characters.
Exactly.
What does it mean by that fucking bullshit? Yeah.
Probably fan service.
Yeah, what is that?
I'm not sure what TM is.
Oh, that's trademark.
Yeah, TM is trademark.
I thought you were talking about
it's like a haha funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what's funny is she said she's 5'4", and proportionally she would fit into the category of a 10-year-old boy. She must have an abnormally small head because 5'4" is the average height of an American woman.
I mean, if she has a small head, that would explain why she's so stupid.
Of course.
Math checks out.
That checks out.
All right. Here's Alex Halo posting anime.
Math checks out.
Look at that. It's anime. Thanks, Alex Halo. It's fantastic. Okay, great.
Anyway,
Mark.
Mark, what are you doing?
That's so bad.
What is... Oh,
my God.
That's Guts about to get, graped by Donovan.
Okay. Alex again. Hey, why I don't have any presents? That's because you are a dragon.
Oh.
No. Mother of dragons. Oh.
Keep them coming, Alex.
Here's Lal. Oh dear. The legal age of consent in Germany is 14. In Noralities, sexualizing 16-year-olds is wrong.
Oh my God. That's the thing. All these people do is like move the argument away from the actual issue. So it's like, oh no, let's talk about these cartoons, and you're like, what about this actual pedophilia? They're like, well, I'm not interested about that. Let's stop these cartoons.
It's like I think it was Tuna. He said like it's about the criteria. If they just listed their criteria at the start and say this is what I believe, this is why I think this way. It's like, oh great, I could skip everything now because you're a moron, or you are this kind of person. I don't need to listen to your subjective nonsense. Like that would save us a lot of time, and we wouldn't have to start deducing what kind of mentality. Did she ever ramble on about capitalism at all?
Yes.
Yeah, she did that in the.
Doesn't she do that in the next video?
Yes.
Did she do it in the Isekai video too?
Oh God.
I don't.
Oh yeah, she did do it. She talked about the. What was it? About how only the anime that appeal to males are like
part of the
successful.
Isekai wish fulfillment is getting out of the oppressive capitalist system, I think.
Yeah,
that was it.
It's like
Oh yeah. What she said she watched Ascendance of a Bookworm?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's an economy, more or less. It's an economy isekai. Because the girl gets into this fantasy world that is some very. It has some contrivances, but essentially she gets into that world in the body of a child that should have died, and did die, and her soul possesses it now, and brings all inventions from her time, from her world into this world, by which she makes tons of money in order to pay for the magical medicine that she needs to survive.
Well, it seems
like
as if
cake recipes and how to make paper and all of real inventions.
It seems like all these people have these extreme left-leaning ideology coupled with their fetish or their hobby.
Yeah, but she said she watched that and she liked that show. But it's about it is literally about capitalism and trading and copyrights, if you will.
Well, if she was intelligent and paid attention, she'd say those things are all bad. So.
Yeah, it was anyway. She can't like socialism and capitalist critique anyway. That's forbidden now because by our own standards, we have to cancel Marx and Engels and Foucault and all these other horrible people.
Yes.
Here's Yosemite Sam. Not even 2 hits high. Consarnit. Am I child coded now?
Consarnit. Yeah.
Oh, look, it's what's her name? Uzaki-chan.
Uzaki-chan. Oh, I thought about the woman. My bad.
I don't know.
Yeah, who's the one on the right?
I have no idea.
I think it's Kaho Shibuya.
Oh, that's not even as close to Usagi as it can get.
Sorry, what?
There's tons of these girls in Japan.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And more stacked, more curvy, while slim.
That's the problem with the Asians. There's so many of them. They don't look like that, though.
There's the problem with the Asians. There's so many of them.
It's not 60% of them that look like that. That's it.
Okay, leaders. There's so many of them leaders. Smart. What should we do?
Yeah.
Master Smart. There's too many Asians. What are we going to do?
We must procreate more. We must make more. Okay.
Master Swadikin. There are too many of them. What do we do?
Here's Alex Halo.
Too many Asians. What are we going to do?
He was found killing flat chestians. I watched it on the security vid.
Here's Alex Halo. How to Train Your Dragon, and we've got what is happening here?
I guess it's the Drake meme, except it's on the wrong side.
Yeah, it's the wrong side.
So it's manga. So you have to read from the right.
Is this Alex? Alex, what are you doing? You're pulling a mic test on us. We're so confused. Everything's backwards.
Alex, the meme has layers.
I have trouble.
She doesn't. I guess Toothless doesn't like Toru in her human form.
Yeah, that's the joke.
But he likes,
I guess,
the flying dragon.
Sure.
Version. Yeah.
He wants her in her thick dragon form.
I don't get it, but fine.
How to Train Your Chorogon. You're patting your head, patting your head, patting your head. Now you're patting her chest, I think. She is very very proud of her chest. That is true, yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's very chesty.
Unrealistic. Oh yeah.
All Might.
Oh my gosh, how many heads tall is All Might?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, about 10.
Yeah, I was about to say 10.
Holy crap.
He's like 8'10" or something.
She's gigantic.
You can go to One Piece. There are characters that are literally like 20 feet tall.
Yeah.
There's giants in One Piece.
You also have.
Is Tony Chopper child coded?
I remember.
He's actually 17.
He's the only character I really remember from that series.
There was that villain.
I haven't read a whole lot of One Piece.
Even One Piece does this, but there's a character like a sub boss in Do You Like Picking Up Girls in a Dungeon 2? And she has this head which is, I don't know, the same size as her body, and it's just this bizarre looking strong woman who is guarding one of the chicks he has to go save. Can't remember her name, but
how many heads tall is MODOK? I think MODOK is child coded.
His entire body is a head.
Pac-Man I know, that was the joke.
6'4", so one Trump. Here we go.
Yeah.
One Trump.
Coded.
Here is adorable Kana. Yeah, this is adorable. I love this. I could watch this all day. Come watch Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. We have Mother of Dragons, Lesbian Dragon. The reason you watch this anime, it's true. That's true. That's why I watch it. Maid loving otaku. I think that's true. Opai dragon. Okay. Lesbian fricana. Okay. Otaku dragon. Yes. Gluttonous appetite. There's another second reason I watch it. Gluttonous appetite, indecisive, and low income dragon. I love that character. And Shota baby. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Oh God.
I like that. That's pretty funny.
Next one.
I watched for the realism. Oh God. And then we got.
How many heads tall is Captain America there?
One too many.
Alex Halo. Alex, you are on a fire here, man. So, Kobayashi, when will you have a child with Toru? I'll take care of it for you, huh? There's no such plan in the first place. Toru is okay anytime. Pay attention. Oh, God. I just don't feel like joining such an unrefined conversation. You should talk more about things like Ragnarok or Armageddon. Here's Frail Hobo. Conclusion, everyone in JoJo is Chad-coded. Yeah.
Yep.
Is she ever described as modest?
I don't know.
I haven't got that.
I don't remember that.
They're all amazing in JoJo, so who cares?
Yeah.
Here's the gay, and it's cutting out the part with Bill Barr.
Making money.
Where he also lays down on the money. Sadly. Here is the true Chad of last year. Was it 2 years ago or last year? I think it was 2 years ago.
2017, right?
2017?
Yeah,
for PC?
Something like
for PC? I don't know.
I thought it was last year, or maybe 2 years ago. I can't remember.
This is not on PC.
Oh, it is. It's not?
Persona 5? No.
Oh, it was only Persona 4 was on PC. I was waiting for
the Musu follow-up, Persona 5 Strikers.
Strikers, yeah, there you go.
That was last year. Persona 5 is not on PC.
I gotcha. Alex Halo,
Great game.
Yuri shall conquer the earth? What?
Okay. Yuri Lowenthal? Yuri from
I am Yuri.
Doki Doki Literature Club?
You shall obey me.
Yuri Gagarin?
The hand of
Yuri
God
Bezmenov?
will rise again.
Just Yuri.
I know what he's talking about.
I will find you in what?
Yuri from Red Alert.
All you want is an art degree for your online videos? Okay.
Oh, that's a good one.
Jeez. Gorgeous Rex. Eric again, bald coated. Yeah, thanks.
Yes.
Look how high Jesse's forehead is.
Oh my gosh, he's child coded. His eyes are so far down on his head.
He's an 8 feet tall baby.
Well, the guy on the left is clearly a grown-up Baby Yoda, so.
He has the ears for it.
He has a big nose. No, he has a big nose and big ears. He's Jewish coded.
Oh.
I got spicy.
Ooh.
Oy vey.
Here's Lal again. Coding has been used historically coding, according to Norality, war coded, disease coded, didn't happen coded.
I think it's weird that he put text over a picture of nothing.
Oh yeah.
There's
There's only 2 pictures. Like
I don't get it.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
I don't understand the joke.
What didn't happen?
No. Hold on, there's just been someone knocking on my door. Hold on. Oh, yes, you're right.
Oh, hey, it's Winnie Pooh.
It's
Brian.
Every time Kev hears ridiculous on this podcast, yeah. Someone crushes a chocolate orange.
Orange.
Oh, God.
Someone crushes a chocolate orange between their legs every time they say.
Here's Lal again. She's one step from being senpai anyways. All she needs to do is take the plunge. How can we fix her awful art?
There are no mistakes, only happy accidents.
Just have a bunch of orgasmic faces.
That's from the artist's Dojinshi, the creator of Nagatoro.
Oh, I see.
Oh, actually, those are actually like fan art of it, like from different doujins of artists who've done it. I think.
Oh, I thought it was the actual artist's art. Never mind.
Child what? Har. Gorgeous Rex again. How do you respond to allegations that you were only cast to sidestep allegations of child coding Wonder Woman?
Oh God.
I mean,
because her forehead's so large.
Yeah, I mean, she is an attractive woman. I don't know if she would be the perfect version of Wonder Woman, but.
Smud,
I love the next one. I love the next one. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Syndrome Down, the Toxic Brood sequel. Hey, it's Mike Testa.
Syndrome Down, just like my new favorite Mike Testa quote. It's so good.
That's not even by Mike Testa. Mike's made himself a meme. That's amazing.
Oh,
and of course, Mike Testa is the next meme. You can tell it's child coded. Fun fact: this is a Down syndrome liger. Wait. Let me start again. Sorry, this is a Mike Testa meme. I gotta read.
Down syndrome.
You can tell it's child coded. Fun fact: this a Down syndrome liger, by the way, by its lowered eyes.
Poor creature.
Mike,
Syndrome.
What is happening?
Everything is happening, Smud. We just have to accept it. There's nothing we can do.
I'm getting Syndrome Down from these memes.
Eyes rolling back is extremely sexual. Norality.
Oh God!
What is happening? What's going on here?
That's from the Clone. That's from the Clone Wars, where there's like
that's from the Clone Wars with the worms.
Have like a slug that takes over you.
Yeah.
Oh right.
Makes you into a zombie.
Yeah, that was interesting.
My penis will cease the means of reproduction. Attila the Brood Lord.
Oh my God.
Are we halfway done? I don't think. The ultimate gay. Soon to be gay. He's shooting everything.
Hawk is doing.
Oh, yeah! I didn't even realize that was me.
That's amazing, dude.
Oh, I get it. It's because Hawk said there's all the gays everywhere.
Yeah, I'm just surrounded by gays. I can't get away from all the gays.
Oh no! What is this? Norality is Jesus. Just because you like bad things does not make you a pedophile. But if you support the pedophile, then you're doing a bad thing. Gorgeous Rex, I fixed Ilulu's chest by flattening it. You mean mutilated it? Yeah.
Whoa.
Thanks, Unit.
What was that? Here's Lal again. A girl licking another girl's cheek is sexual. Don't make me tap the sign. And it's C.S. Lewis. Those who cannot conceive of friendship as a substantive love, but only as a disguise or elaboration of eros, betray the act they have never had a friend.
Take that LGBTQ.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
One series conformed to the demands of change, the other changed as the creator felt necessary. And, well, I mean, I don't think JoJo is influenced by any one particular thing. I think they're influenced by everything all at once, constantly. And it's just this bizarre amalgamation of just music and fashion and
different genres.
It's amazing.
There's just it's one of those things where it's just like you just watch it and you're like, what? Your brain just like gets like blown away with like a shotgun.
Yeah, kind of like that movie I just watched a few hours ago, which you realize there's no point to it, so don't use your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, Norality and Cavernacle. Holy crap!
Oh god, that's
Norality is just
horrifying
a stand for Cavernacle. Okay.
That's just ridiculous. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Like, can you imagine someone reading JoJo? That's ridiculous.
So here I was reading this Smudcast thing, and then I saw this meme of me. It was ridiculous.
And that was just ridiculous.
Here's Eric again. Oh, you're a content creator. Please tell me more about that. Yeah, no, the YouTubers are not YouTubers, they're content creators. Like Wit and Folly.
Mm.
Here's Lal again. We need to consider that what message it is we're sending, Norality. The things made by people like Norality, if you commit statutory rape, just ask for forgiveness very nicely. I just like it so much, so I just wanted a reason to fuse.
Jesus.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Yeah, because fusing is sex in that world, and
is that like a real line from the show?
Yes.
I think so.
My word.
Yes, it is.
That is fucked.
Like I said, look at the kind of people that are the heroes of the stories that they say are good.
Oh my god.
She's nominally a hero.
Oh.
I said it
That's
all,
just
I'm gonna
ridiculous.
say it again. Mirror universe is like the way to go.
Mhm.
That's just ridiculous.
That's so true. I am the mirror.
Fuck logic.
Mirror cat.
Embrace ridiculous.
Here's Lal again. If your space allows in Predators, maybe you should consider changing some things. Good point. When are they going to bust child sex offenders being placed in positions of power over children?
Oh, that's.
The organizers, two of the main organizers of this drag queen story hour bullshit, which is gay, not trans, have been convicted of pedophilia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's at least some good news.
And we all said it's just a matter of time, and they said, "Oh, you're transphobic." No, actual pedophiles again. And you said your children. You left your children with them.
Drag queens aren't trans in the first place.
Yes, I explained that a couple of times, and everybody's tired of it by now.
Yeah,
but the SJWs try to paint them as trans. They try to put cross-dressing and trans on the same level.
Here's Mike Testa. Is this man child-coded? Go on, I'll wait. It's Dollface?
Oh, yeah. We talked about
how has
Baby Doll, weren't we?
How many heads tall is he?
I mean, he's Irish, so probably 2.
Hey,
where do you think I got the hey gals from every single time? No, you can't enjoy anime, you pedophile.
It's so. I mean, I said it yesterday.
Anti-Trump journalist Dr. Pizza?
Yeah, he had a tweet that said anime is for pedos, and he was busted with CP.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, quite a bit of it.
Every time.
Yeah. It's always projection.
Zero in the chat.
Almost.
Zero in the chat. I have watched ER's video on Steven Universe. Thank you.
Okay.
He said to look it up. Presumably because I was talking about Steven Universe.
Reject degeneracy. You are supporting pedophilia. I am looking at... What the hell am I looking at?
A man strangling
a man holding a snake.
Is that it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that... that might be Apollo.
The meaning is simple. It's the fact that these people are saying you support pedophilia because of what you watch.
Right.
In reality, they're the snake.
There's her new avatar. She's still a smug moron. Now she's wearing pink.
How is that not child-coded?
Yeah, overalls. She's female-coded because it's pink. And
she's devoid of any female curves.
Less androgynous, at least.
And she's wearing 2 monocles with no.
Do you think that's less androgynous?
She looks like Rose Tico.
She does.
I also like the fact that she's using pink, which is clearly a girl color. That's kind of sexist.
Yeah, but she's wearing coveralls. She's wearing like overalls, which is what children wear. So
yeah, it reminds me of Oshkosh Bagosh.
She's child coded,
which is a child store,
or carpenter coded.
Alex Halo, left to right or right to left? I don't know, but I'll tell you because you're Kobayashi-san. Toru loves Kobayashi-san the most. Are you going to eat me? No, in a sexual way, but I'm a girl.
What?
Yeah, Kobayashi doesn't give a crap. What is this? What is going on?
I'm not sure.
Jokes at Mario.
I don't.
Right. So it's just that avatar makes me irrationally angry. It's the smug. It mocks me.
It's anime. It's smug anime girl, except instead of being like funny, she's insufferable. She's actually that smug.
It's all just arrogance and condescension.
And there's no funny.
You look at this art from her, and you just hear her say, "I have an art degree."
With a vocal fry.
Yeah, you can't. You have to do the vocal fry.
Yeah, well, artists don't need to go to school to learn to draw. They just draw.
I have an art degree. I cannot support your decision to keep watching this show.
And I have a superior urge to drop kick you in the face. I wonder which will do better, the art degree or my size 12 boots. Let's find out.
Anyway.
She's gonna be dead coded soon.
Imagine having boots that small.
Yeah.
All right, here's Adult
size
Life
12?
Size 12.
Definitive Adultness Edition.
Yeah, but never mind.
Size 12.
Some Japanese dude sleeping on the subway. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Are you saying? Hold on, Axel. Are you saying that size 12 because you're using the American standard and because I'm using the UK size? And you don't know the conversion?
Yeah.
Oh God. As someone that's been attempting to get a depressed friend into ReZero, the Power Fantasy claim is the funniest shit. Oh my God.
Yeah, the male Power Fantasy of gruesomely dying all the time, and everyone you love, they all die. It's such a Power Fantasy.
Everybody hates you.
Oh God.
Yeah, and everybody forgets that you died and that you saw them die.
Oh, I still get to laugh at you because you wear a size 12.
So the Mother Dragons.
The cooler Mother of Dragons. That's fair.
Now that I have looked up the conversion and can confirm that you do still have smaller boots than me.
Here is.
Okay. What size are you then?
I'm an American 13.5.
Oh,
I'm an American 14.
See, there we go. He's got us both beat.
All right, let's keep going. Here's Killing a Dragon. That's from Supernatural, I think.
Yes.
Slaying a Dragon, which I think is Skyrim.
Skyrim, yeah.
Befriending and Training Dragons. That's iPad Dragon.
How to Train
Your Dragon, yeah.
Being Mother of Dragons and training them. Okay. Game of Thrones. Getting trained by dragons. That is
Avatar.
Avatar.
Effing with breeding with a dragon.
Shrek.
Does that happen?
Oh yeah, he has
Donkey has children with the dragon. Yes.
Oh.
Little flying donkeys.
There are a number of Fire Emblem characters you could use there alternatively.
Ah, good.
They also.
That's a clever one, actually. I like that. Entering a domestic life with the dragon-made wife and raising a dragon daughter. That never happens, but Getting raised by a dragon. Which one's that?
Natsu from Fairy Tail.
Oh, Fairy Tail. Okay.
I have a Fairy Tail tattoo, actually.
Cool.
All right. Cool stuff. Smud, this game's ending would piss you off because it's similar to the anime ending of what?
What?
Okay.
It's similar to a similar...
Chimmy Neutron versus Chimmy Negatron?
Well, I just played a little bit of the video. It's the ending of Evangelion where everyone's clapping for him, for Shinji.
Congratulations.
Everyone's saying to Jimmy Neutron, you win the game.
Oh my god. Yeah, guys, don't watch the last few episodes of Evangelion.
Yeah, I just skipped the last two.
Yeah, just don't watch them. Gio, why is Yu Yu Hase's Japanese voice so deep? I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
His voice is
that is deep as hell.
Doesn't quite fit.
Awesome voice actor.
Doesn't quite fit the character, yeah.
That's funny.
Here we go. Master Smud, there are too many Asians. What are we going to do? Procreate.
Oh.
Sounds good.
Time to make some semi-black North Americans or New Yorkers.
The semi-black Italian babies.
Italian semi... Pasta, yeah. We're having the real carbohydrate in this rice.
Yes.
Luke.
Rigatoni.
Ooh. Normalize platonically... What? Let me try this again. Normalize platonically telling your bros they look submissive and breedable.
Is this a kid's
Does Patrick
show?
Bateman do that?
No.
No.
Who's that? Oh boy.
Yeah,
He hires whores and kills other people, or does he?
Yeah.
Here's another tweet from, I don't know, the Night Sky Prince. What do these two have in common? The answer might surprise you. What's the first one?
It's Donkey from Shrek.
And Shiva?
Right.
Who is that chick?
I don't know who the other character is.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume it involves procreating with dragons.
Yeah, I assume so too.
Okay.
Yeah, looks like something out of Persona.
Really? Oh. I can't say.
I could be wrong, though.
Cool. I'll check it out later. What are those? Size 12 clogs? Do they make size 12 clogs?
Those are Crocs.
Oh, sorry, Crocs.
Probably, I don't know.
I can tell you they make an American size 13 Croc. Don't ask me how I know that.
Oh, I like how.
Have you got Crocs?
No, I don't.
I like how it's the History Channel, but instead of History HD, it's just the H.
H.
Who was it who was on here the last time who just at one point during the cast, the last time I was on here, he just randomly went H.
That was probably
like
Bears.
Wasn't it Hawk? Wasn't it Hawk?
Yo, H, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Bears.
No, I don't think it was Bears. I think it.
No,
I want to say it was Zach.
Yeah,
because it sounded like it was from a soundboard.
Yes, yeah, H is
definitely Zach.
Sloppy Seconds thing.
Okay.
Me and Mark and Zach and Bears are on. Because a video title cut out was, what was it like? I wanted to be with this person, but then I found out she was a H, but the word carried on, but that was all it was. So we're like, oh my god, she was a H? That was it. It's just, so we just say H now. So.
All right, guys, that was 3 hours and a half of Noralities.
Pain. It was 3.5 hours of pain.
Well, it didn't make me turn my brain off, so...
Boy, oh boy. just wait until we get to the 45-minute long follow-up video.
That's gonna be great.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the trilogy finale.
That'll take. How many parts was that Why Ray is Not a Mary Sue video split up into?
Monday to Friday, so 5 parts.
5 parts?
Holy shit.
Well, that was like 2 hours or an hour and a half or whatever it was.
I think there was Maggie May Fish video that was 50 minutes. That was 3 parts.
Yeah.
Oh, but the Fight Club video. But the Fight Club video was so bad.
That was really bad.
That was amazing.
This will probably end up. That video will probably end up 3 parts. I mean, it may be 4 parts with as much as we'll probably have to talk about because holy cow! Oh man,
there's some bad stuff in there, man.
I'm surprised the number of people who have critiqued her, because if you actually search for her name in YouTube, there's all kinds of critics just tearing her apart.
Well, it's like I said. It's like I said with the Isekai video. It's like basically just because she like included ReZero in the video, every one of the like ReZero YouTubers like called her out on it. So they all just started critiquing her because they started to like learn about who she is from that video.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that was the biggest panel we've ever had on the Smudcast, talking about, well, not the brightest and interesting of YouTubers to cover, but one of those weirder, stranger, semantic statements that I don't think we need to bother covering ever again. Just full of herself, unaware, egotistical, arguments from authority, just the silliest statements. At least the first half for me just turned my brain off. I couldn't take it. But thanks for coming by. I really appreciate all your time.
And it's all downhill from here.
Like Yamcha.
I can't wait.
I love how I mean, Tuna's now obviously underwater, but I love how we say it's downhill. I'm like, we're already in a fucking canyon, and it's like
you're already at the center of the earth.
Yeah.
So have yourself.
It can always get worse.
Have yourself a great night. Take a nap. Go to bed. Have a drink. Have a shot. Whatever you do. Revitalize yourself.
I'm gonna go home and rethink my life.
I'm gonna eat some watermelon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a noose.
I'll just get sleep.
Hawk just leaves like,
Mike is gonna dead code himself.
I'll be back.
Oh, he's back.
Tuna's just gonna turn into a robotic fish.
Tuna just goes brrr.
I don't. It sounds like his mic isn't properly jacked in.
Yes.
Yeah, Tuna, your mic is loose.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
You're going on.
You're going brrr.
The Tuna go brrr portion
Yes.
of the video.
Nice.
Sorry, is this better?
All right.
Nice.
Yes.
Well,
Gonna go player 69. Nice.
Thanks.
Shannon gonna go Down syndrome.
Syndrome down.
Syndrome of a down. Yeah, there's something stupid.
Cinema drown. Go China. Yeah, go.
Go China. Ear can.
Oh,
have a good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you. Take it easy. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
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 Bye, everyone.
Wrong Wildcat.